All right. I think we are about ready to be in. Oh boy. Okay. Dude, what's up, everybody? How's it going? It's me, ya boy. We're back. We're so back. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Gotta do all the fucking button pressing and thingamajiggerazing. You know how it goes. Let's see. Okay, so that's good there. I'm still not exactly sure why that's doing that, but well, you know, whatever, I guess. Okay, so that's good. So we'll switch over to that. Perfect. Let's see. Maybe the thing to do would actually be, let's do this. Okay, so that's good. That's good. I mean, I guess we'll leave the ad thing on there, because as you can see, or well, as the horizontal gang can see, the setup we have here, for some reason, the ad thing is like way delayed, and doesn't. Let's see. Did Chili? Thank you for the follow on TikTok. Let's go. I'd have to probably set up something specific for. Does it show it there? No, it doesn't. It will show it here, I think, though. Chat. It doesn't show it there. Interesting. It shows up, it just doesn't show up on chat here. Odd. What are we doing? We are chilling, kicking it, hanging, whatever other parables there are for that. But specifically, we are we are doing an ongoing Fallout 76 like new game run. How long have you been playing Fallout 4? I've been playing Fallout 4 since Fallout 3 came out, so I have been fucking in these streets for a hot minute here. Let me get this thing open here. That way I just have it. There we go. Okay. Interesting. Not sure why it's not showing up there on TikTok. Or not TikTok. I mean, well, yeah. Oh wait, no. There it is. Okay, now it says connected to TikTok successfully. Hopefully that's gonna do the thing properly. You an OG Fallout fan? See, that's the thing. Some people would say I'm in fact not that, because they think that an OG Fallout fan is like, 1 and 2, which, like, I mean, sure, maybe, but that's old hat Fallout 1 and 2, right? That's like the old heads. That's the ancient peoples. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, especially, I don't know. I don't usually like thinking in terms of like, oh, you're like, like you're like an OG player, or you're like you're like a new gen player, stuff like that. I guess there is a what is it? I guess there is a degree of accuracy to that, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I feel as if anybody who has come in like before like 76 specifically, right? I feel like anybody who came into the series before that, I guess would probably be considered like an older fan at this point. And like, everything post Fallout 76 is like the newer gen fans. But it's like we're all fans. So let me move that over there. So any sort of further delineation is okay, but like, kind of, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Neon Jaguar, thank you for the subscription. Let's go. Need a member, scout level member. Let's go. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess it is sort of like kind of helpful to sort of delineate like who is like, an older gen player and like a newer gen player, but like at the same time, it's like, we're all fans. I feel like some people sort of use like, oh, I'm like, you know, oh, I'm new, or like I'm older to the series, you're newer. I feel like a lot of people get real they get real sort of like territorial in a sense, right? Like that's to not to turn it into a whole big thing, but that's kind of one of those things where it starts to turn into like, oh, like you're not a real fan because like, you know, this reason or that reason. I gotta get the right character going here. But yeah, we're gonna continue on with our new game playthrough, our Fallout 76 2026 new game experience. What's up, Gunner? Let me see here. I think I missed some chats in the back. Let me back up a little bit. Ad break. Just curious. You hear anyone having issues connecting to the game? Like currently, I mean, I seem to be able to. Well, I mean, so far, I seem to be connecting fine. But no, I haven't heard any current issues. Like right now, right? I haven't heard any like major issues as of like right now that's preventing people from connecting. I love Fallout 3, 4, and New Vegas. I don't care for 76. I'm also kind of the same, mostly because I don't like a lot of the things that 76 did as far as like, you know, the onlineification aspect, right? I love the map, and I love a lot of the like environmental stuff that they did with the game, and like, you know, oh, that's spilling a little bit. I mean, it's getting a water bottle. But there's a lot of things that I really like about Fallout 76. But yeah, a lot of the sort of like onlineification aspects, not the biggest fan of. Bonk. You do YouTube? I technically do, in the sense that for like the longest time I've been doing shorts and whatnot, and it's been a very long, I guess yeah, accurately a very long time since I put up like a full length video. Partially, I always seem to find like something that sort of like pulls my attention away, and I haven't really dedicated as much time as I probably ought to be into making long form content, which is originally my bread and butter. But then I fell into like some I fell too easily into the trap of short form content, which still works, but I do often miss, you know, being one of those YouTubers who can make a 15-minute video out of the tiniest little thing. Put a Fallout veteran on an iceberg and send them off into the void. Yeah, real. Play all day on and off on Steam, no connection problems. Okay, that's good. I played it when it first came out, and it kept crashing, so I never played again. That's fair. What is it? I didn't really have like major problems with the game like when it first came out. You know, every once in a while there'd be a little bit of like, you know, stability issues or something like that. Actually, maybe not even stability issues. There were a lot of issues in like the early game that a lot of people experienced that I didn't really experience to the same degree. Like, it was definitely there, but I wasn't having as huge of a problem with the game when it originally dropped, you know. Okay, so we're still trying to make our way down to here to study Dr. Hudson's research. So I guess we technically need to go south. South? Yeah. Yeah. I was playing on Xbox. I mean, I could see that as being probably an area where like maybe more people had more issues with. I feel because like, you know, fucking Bethesda has always like released for both PC and console. But I feel like especially with the state that this game released in, I feel like maybe the console versions were a lot more people had a lot more problems, you know. I feel like that would be the case. Let's see here.
I don't like the fog. Even just a mist makes it harder to see. I need to find a place to settle down for the rest of the day.
Well, it's definitely not going to be here at my camp, you freak. Get away from my camp. NPC is getting up. No, NPC was turning around and whipping out the binoculars. Okay. So where did we leave off last time? Well, I guess technically that was like 2 weeks ago because I spent like all of last week just fucking yapping about how Fallout's woke and all that shit. The shill that I am. Let's scrap these real quick. I don't think I have any equipment that I need to like. Okay, so there's that. I think we're still good. I think we were still just continuing. Do I have any spoiled stuff? Yeah, I got some spoiled meat. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I think we're solid. I can put a couple of these guys away, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot needs doing. Got to read those guys, and then we should be good. All right. Let me switch to the right window here for vertical or horizontal. There we go. All right. Sick. So that's good. That's good. Okay, we're good on food and water. What was I doing? What was it? Oh yeah, the notes that I have. Come on. There we go. Okay. Perfect. And then I saw we have a level up. Let's do that. Hello from West Virginia. Hello, Red. How's it going? What's up, big gamer? We're out here in your backyard. Like your actual backyard. Like, look out in your backyard. You'll see me. If you do, actually call a scientist, because that's probably like a fucking skinwalker or some shit. Disclaimer, I am not actually in West Virginia. Especially not Red's backyard. That'd be crazy. Pretty good. The game looks nothing like the actual state. I mean, seeing as how it takes place in a world that was ravaged by nuclear disaster, I don't think that's exactly a bold statement to be making. You know, you're not out here changing the game. You know, sending shockwaves throughout the zeitgeist. Fallout 76 doesn't look like real West Virginia. Oh my goodness gracious, this changes everything. Todd Howard lied to us. Okay, so no, we don't need that. Like, yeah, maybe, but we don't have enough space for that. Vehicle sprinting. I could do that. Remove that, and then boom, we did it. Here from Oregon. Hello. I mean, you've been in here for a while, but yeah, let's go. I'm also from Oregon. I live up in Portland. After playing Starfield for a few days, I come back to Fallout and holy glitches and bugs, Batman. Starfield is so much more polished. It's not even close. Makes me excited for Fallout 5. No, yeah, like, because like, you know, people rag on Starfield, and like in a lot of in a lot of instances, it's like, okay, you know, fair. It kind of did bite off a little bit more than it could chew, right? And I know that fucking saying anything critical about a game that's not like the most extreme is apparently seen as like, you know, sacrilege, and that makes you like a corporate shill and stuff. So welcome to the follower corporate shill live stream. We out here shilling. But yeah, it is like Starfield was definitely kind of like I think it was a good experience, but it was definitely like, you know, they were trying to do too much, I think, with whoops. Game whoopsied. Hold on. We're still here. We're still live. We're still good. Game is just whoopsie daisying real quick. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I like it. I'm also pretty stoked for Fallout 5. Not on Fallout 5 specifically, but on Bethesda. What have you guys been hearing about this this Elder Scrolls spin-off game that I'm like hearing about today? I heard that there's a spin-off of Elder Scrolls that's going to happen. Like, you know, not like fucking like, you know, Dragonborn cart or anything like that, but like probably something like similar-ish to New Vegas, and like it's still like a canon gaming experience. It's just not like a mainline entry, right? Oh my god, can you guys imagine if we got like Fallout New Vegas for Skyrim? That'd be insane. It would be both the greatest and worst thing to happen to the Elder Scrolls community. Okay. So it looks like, yeah, Fallout 76 not responding. So let me double check this. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to close the game and then open it back up. You can see the capital from the New River Gorge. That's pretty cool. I'm out in Lincoln City right now, so howdy, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. Lincoln City. It's been a while since I've been to Lincoln City. Fallout cart would be epic. No, yeah, like that's the thing that like everybody like jokingly wants Bethesda to actually put out. Like I think if Bethesda had been working on like a Fallout cart game, just as kind of like, this would be kind of funny. I think that if they did that and then like released it around the time when, you know, what is it? Released it around the time that the like big changes and stuff happened, and they announced that Obsidian was going to be making a new game and shit like that. It would have been like a complete 180. Everybody would have been like, "Oh my god, thank God, Bethesda's not making a Fallout game again. Finally, son of a bitch. They suck so much and they don't do anything." And then like literally the next day, Bethesda puts out Fallout Cart. They just shadow drop Fallout Cart. And then the entire conversation immediately flips on its head and it's like, "Oh my god, Bethesda's so back. Peak Bethesda content." Oh, that would have been fucking funny. Super Smash Bros. But Fallout. Yeah, because there's somebody in my Discord shared a video, like a new character video for, I think it was Brawlhalla. It's a Super Smash Bros. Inspired fighting game, and they added Shrek to the game. So like, you know, having the courier fucking throw hands with like, you know, oh, there we go. Shit. Okay, and we're back here too. Interesting. I guess we didn't technically get all the way down there, so running again. Yeah, having the courier like fist fight or like fucking try to knock like, you know, a fucking Zack's computer or like fucking Roy Phillips from Fallout 3 off the stage. That'd be funny as hell. I think the TV show made Elder Scrolls less hyped than Fallout. I mean, like, yeah, probably, but like at the same time, I'm working a 48-hour shift and you're keeping me awake. You're working a 48-hour shift. How the hell are you working a 48-hour shift? You must have like your own business, or like are in like an atypical. Ow! How dare you? Yeah, you get on. You get on, doggy. Get out of here. Bam! 48 hours. That's crazy. That is an insane work schedule. But yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely the TV show definitely like skyrocketed Fallout's popularity, like in a huge way. I work in security. All right, yeah, that makes a little bit more sense, but like still, whoo, that is a long shift. That's crazy style. Okay, so yeah, you just gotta go down there. But yeah, the TV show definitely like did huge numbers for Fallout, because I don't know, the Mr. House versus Preston would be peak. No, yeah, like some of the like robot characters like President John Henry Eden and like fucking like House and stuff like that. The Zack's computer that that ran Vault 51. I think the characters, like, it would be a situation where like characters like that would either be in like a robot body, or they would literally just be like they're like, you know, computer terminals, but they're all like fucking, you know, hopping and bouncing around and stuff like that. I think that'd be funny. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, the show. See, like here's the interesting thing, right? Here's the interesting thing about what is it? 48-hour security shift equals Reddit mod. Real. Hey. Somebody out here has to be protecting the good name of Reddit, you know? God damn it. The last bastion of intellectual conversation. I don't know. I'm not actually trying to rag on Reddit, but like it is kind of hit or miss sometimes. Ow. Fuck. Watch me miss every shot, chat. Wow, I literally am. Missed every shot there. Stop it. Don't do it. Bam. Ugh. Bam. Bam. Got him. We're working 72 hours for 4 days. That's bananas. Would you crack Arcade Ganon? No. Not into dudes like that. Oh! You just got capped, boy! Alright, I'm just... but, like, the reputational success between, Chero Alpha on Twitch, or on TikTok, thank you for the follow. The reputational difference between, between Elder Scrolls and Fallout is really interesting, because when was the first, hold on, I gotta double check this real quick. I don't want to look like a fool. When was the first Elder Scrolls game? When did that come out? Okay, so... So yeah, the first Elder Scrolls game, which was Elder Scrolls Arena, released in 1994, and Fallout 1 released in 1997. So Elder Scrolls 1 has, like, Elder Scrolls is 5 years older than Fallout, right? But in terms of, like, its development cycle, Bethesda has always, I mean, Bethesda made Elder Scrolls, right? It's not like, you know, Fallout, where it's like they make Fallout, but they weren't like the studio that originally invented Fallout, right? So it's like, you know, it's really interesting because Skyrim, rather, has Skyrim, Elder Scrolls has always had like a pretty sizable popularity about it, right? Morrowind was a huge deal. I mean, like Morrowind was a huge deal. Oblivion was a huge deal. We could go back to like Blade. Was Blade the second one? What was the second Elder Scrolls game? Chat. You guys know this shit. What was it? I forget. I want to say Blades, but I think that might have been a spin-off game. I can't remember. But like, it's always been okay. So like, here's the thing: Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 were popular, but they were very niche games, right? Daggerfall, that was it. Thanks, bro. Yeah. So Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. Oh, something exploded over there. Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 were popular, but they were popular in like niche categories, right? But when it came to, do you have fiberglass? I mean, probably. When it came to Elder Scrolls just kind of had I feel anyway, because I'm technically considered like a newer gen Elder Scrolls fan, because I came in with Skyrim. But it seems to me from the research I've done that that Elder Scrolls has always been consistently more popular than Fallout, right? Again, Fallout 1 and 2 specifically, and like, you know, the games that were made between 2 and 3 were still like popular-ish, but more so in like a smaller capacity, right? They weren't huge mainstream games. They were popular in the communities that they were popular in. Okay, good. There we go. Now we got it. Was there anything? Okay, so yeah, so there was that where we talked to Sweetwater, but that's part of a Radiant Mission. I don't want to do that. And we gotta go to that building, I think. Nope. That one. Like, it's pointing you in the exact direction you need to go, Toshi. You just need to fucking lock the fuck in. So Elder Scrolls has always been more popular, right? But ever since Bethesda took control, or ever since Bethesda acquired Fallout, right? It's been more popular specifically because Bethesda figured out how to like properly cultivate the franchise, right? They gave Obsidian a long time, very successful RPG studio the rights to make Fallout New Vegas, and then Fallout 4 came out, and that was ginormous. So here's the thing, chat. Here's the thing. Little behind the scenes baseball that I don't really want to go too crazy in because I feel like I've kind of gone into it like a lot before, and I don't want to fucking like try to make it like a big giant thing and always seem like, oh my god, fuck it, can you believe what the comment section said? Because the comments are just always going to be the comments. But sorry, I had to take a drink. It's interesting because one of the things that I see that comes up a lot is people who are like, there's people who are very critical of Fallout is a more niche genre, perhaps. I mean, if we're talking like comparatively, right? The comparative genres. Elder Scrolls is a fantasy game, and Fallout is a post-apocalyptic game. Historically, narratively speaking, genre-ly speaking, that's not a word, but you guys know what I mean. It looks like I don't have a thing on here. Oh yeah. Yep, that's what happened. Oh, I also forgot to update that. I'll worry about it later. I guess chat's gonna be on horizontal chat. You guys are gonna be in the middle here instead of off to the side. So enjoy your luxury seats. So the fantasy genre has just historically been one of, if not the most popular genre of fiction, right? Second would probably be like sci-fi, and then everything else after that. But in terms of in terms of Fallout specifically, right? I've seen a lot of commentary just over the years, like pretty much ever since Fallout 4 dropped, that Fallout 4 kind of wasn't, more so specifically recently, ever since like Starfield and Fallout 76 launched. I've been seeing a lot of people who are very critical of Bethesda in general, but more so critical of Fallout 4. And there's valid reasoning, I think, especially since Fallout 4 trimmed down their RPG elements a lot more, and I don't want to say a lot, but a decent amount of the writing felt more streamlined in a sense, right? It wasn't until for most people anyway, it wasn't until Far Harbor where we like really felt like we got like a tightly knit story, or at least one that fell more in line with a lot of Bethesda's like older writing styles, right? Like you think like Fallout 3 specifically. But the interesting thing is that let's see, I don't think this is the exact statistic, but it's like somewhat representative of the exact situation. If I remember correctly, Fallout New Vegas did as much better. No, Fallout 4 did as much better than New Vegas as New Vegas did compared to Fallout 3, right? So there's a lot of people who say like, oh, Fallout 4. There's a lot of people who say that Fallout 4 isn't a good game, which for, various different reasons is both accurate and inaccurate. But then I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, Fallout 4 wasn't like as big of a deal. It did, really bad, or like it wasn't like I see people who say like, oh, it wasn't a real Fallout game or something like that. And I just can't take those people specifically seriously because they just seem like they're coming forward with the most like unserious argument, right? But specifically, it's like Fallout 4 to date, I think is like the most successful game Bethesda has ever put out, right? In terms of like raw sales numbers. I could be off on that slightly. I think maybe Skyrim is still technically that, but like comparatively speaking, it did insane numbers. It was huge for both Bethesda and Fallout. And there just seems like there's a lot of people who are again, critical of the game and then of Bethesda for, again, various different reasons, both of them legitimate and, in my opinion, ridiculous. But it's just, I don't know. I just don't get the people who are like, oh, like Fallout 4 was a failure. It didn't do good, stuff like that. And it's like, objectively, like by the raw numbers, that is completely inaccurate. But it is, I think more so people are more critical of Fallout, probably because, again, it's tied in with Bethesda. The original vision used to belong to somebody else, so there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it's not like the old games, therefore it's not as good. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Fallout 76 definitely did a decent amount of reputational damage to it, but I don't know. It's at this point I'm just rambling, but it does. There are a lot of people who sort of like downplay a lot of the. There are a lot of people who downplay just how huge of a success story Fallout 4 was, not only for Bethesda, but more so specifically for Fallout, right? I still like Fallout 4 a bit more. I also kind of do, but then like again, I don't think that it's out of it's unreasonable to enjoy a game, but also to like recognize a lot of its flaws or its shortcomings. Been playing a lot of Fallout 76 recently. That's cool. Good for you. It's a fun game to play. I'm looking forward to whatever they put out as far as like the Fallout 3 like prelude stuff. Like they said that we were going to go on another expedition and it was going to be like a Raven Rock kind of thing. I feel like Fallout 4 did better on the building mechanics. Oh no, yeah. Like that was definitely the biggest part of Fallout 4. If they didn't do anything as far as like the like the crafting mechanics or like the settlement mechanics, stuff like that, they probably could have in like terms of like, distributed experience, right? They probably could have focused more on like, the writing and RPG mechanics. But like, I don't know. I can't say that it was like the wrong decision for them to make a game where it's more fun, or not more fun, where you have more options to do more activities that are actually, present in the world, right? Skyrim sold 65 million copies, Fallout 4 something like 25 million, not sure. Yeah, and again, like that's kind of what I was saying. Like I'm pretty sure Skyrim did better, but like Fallout 4 was still huge. Again, with how many times they've re-released Skyrim, not at all surprised. Fallout 4 is the second most modded game on the Nexus. No, yeah, and that's especially what's crazy because it's like don't get me wrong, people by a subjective number, more people have modded more people have modded New Vegas, right? That's an objective reality. But it is also an objective reality that there are more mods for the next for Fallout 4 than any other game except Skyrim. It was a huge game, but New Vegas just has like crazy mods and like people have done all kinds of shit for that. But it was also a bigger gaming experience for Fallout 4. So there were just a lot more. It was a bigger release, so there were more people modding for it, which is why I was able to like do a lot more numbers. I just feel like Fallout 4 has nostalgia because of how the VAT system works, just because of how the game is. Yeah, and like that's what I'm saying, right? I feel so. I went to I talked about this last month, right? I made a short about this last month, where I went to a playtest event for the upcoming game Big Walk, which is it's a little sort of like puzzle. It's a cozy puzzle game. You and a bunch of friends get together. You're walking around this big island. It's a nice island, nice beaches, trees, stuff like that. It's all like environmental world spaces, right? So you're just walking around like an empty like an empty nature environment, right? Trees, grass, rocks, like, you know, a building here and there, you know, very, very sort of like minimalistic, environmental, construction style kind of things. But it's a puzzle game. So it's like, there's puzzles you got to do, and you unlock stuff, and then you can like unlock more stuff, and on and on and on. Very, very chill, very cozy game. Last month I went to go do a playtest. I, however, was under the assumption that it was like, you know, you show up during a time slot and there's other people who also showed up during a time slot. And then you just kind of like all play. But I guess what the actual reality was, is you sign up and then you have signed up for that like hour block. And you have like friends who you bring with you. So that was, that kind of sucked. But we were able to do a rescheduling. And so I was able to make it in today. And I played the game with friends and stuff like that. And it was fun. It was good times. The thing is, though, I have always been a much bigger advocate of when it comes to game design specifically. I think that a game is subjectively, definitely not objectively, but subjectively, I think a game is more fun when you have more options with interacting with the world itself, as opposed to the stories that happen in the world, right? Or like the RPG mechanics that allow you to experience the world in dynamic ways, right? Like being able to unlock a specific path through a dungeon because you have like a specific skill set in like, you know, lock picking or you know, explosives or anything like that, right? That's nice, but that is an RPG experience, roughly, right? That is an RPG enhanced experience. But when you can just kind of like run around the world and like craft things in order to solve puzzles, to get past broken areas, things of that nature. When you can do that, I think that the world is much more interesting because it shows how much more dynamic and reactive it is, right? So when I look at a game like Fallout 4 specifically, or I guess to an extent Fallout 76, even though again there's some things about 76 specifically that I'm not the biggest fan of, but when we're talking about Fallout 4, the ability to not only utilize every bit of junk you find as some sort of crafting material for like, you know, improving your armor or improving your weapons or building things, I think that is a lot more interesting than creating a lot of like, you know, speech checks in dialogue options or you know, special checks where it's like, oh, you need like strength 6 or whatever. I think that Fallout 76 definitely found like a good balance between those things, both dialogue interaction as well as certain things that you can do in the world still have those speech and skill checks. But I think it's a lot more fun and engaging when you can actually interact with the world on your own, as opposed to, you know, interacting with the world via some like an RPG system again, right? It's not bad to have a system set up like that, right? The Baldur's Gate 3 is set up like that, where the majority of the interactiveness of the world is done through, you know, speech, dialogue, stat interaction stuff, right? But I always kind of like a game where I can just like get in, mess around, do all this like crazy stuff without having to like funnily enough, it kind of sounds antisocial, but like without having to like talk to anybody or like engage in any sort of like narrative system in order to get that sort of, you know, interactivity or immersiveness, right? There are more story focused games where the writing does need to carry the gaming experience a lot more. But when it comes to Fallout, right? Not Fallout specifically, but Fallout as an example, right? When it comes to like Fallout, I would much rather a game that I can sort of like, kind of like how Fallout 76 was day one, right? You can walk around, you got fucking grafting monsters and fucking ghouls and like all this other shit. And then you got like, you know, a story thing over here, a story thing over there, that, this, that, and the other thing. But just being able to like walk around, explore abandoned buildings, fucking, you know, get into firefights with super mutants, build your own camp, stuff like that. I think that's a lot more fun because you're not engaging specifically with written dialogue or you know, any sort of it's kind of sounds funny as a writer myself. You're not having to engage with somebody else's writing a narrative. You're sort of creating your own narrative, right? What do you want?
I hate chickens. Someone help, please.
Well, now I gotta fucking see what the hell this is all about. What are you screaming about chickens for? What?
Oh God, I hate chickens. Someone help, please.
There you go. Your chicken problems are solved. I hate chickens. You fucking un-American swine. Don't worry, chicken. He won't hurt you ever again. All right. Howdy ho, neighborino. What up, big gamer? How's it going? If it doesn't start in a vault, it's not a true Fallout game. Change my mind, New Vegas fans. Yeah, no, real. It's funny. I think that especially, like, I feel like the vault thing specifically, I feel like that's more so, because it's the same reason that Lucy, started, like, it's the same reason Lucy's a vault dweller, right? It's a good, naturally narrative-driven way of having a new person, like maybe somebody new to the franchise, enter and experience the world, right? Starting them off as somebody who also has limited experience with the world, and by extent allowing both the character themselves as well as the player to experience and engage with this whole brand new world at the same time. That's what we saw in the Fallout TV show, especially. Again, you know, Lucy is the foil for all the people like brand new to the series, especially since it was, you know, an Amazon series on the television instead of the video game machine. SSJ4 Spartan, thank you for the follow. Oh, God. Fallout New Vegas is more Mad Max, which is cool too. I mean, like, I guess, kind of, yeah. I don't know. I guess, yeah. I think I can see where you're going with that. Don't shoot me. Stop it. You up there? Where's the shooting coming from? These guys can't shoot for ass. Trying to get the right gun out here. Where are they? They're somewhere around here. Weird. I think the world was New Vegas, the Vegas, what? That's empty, but I guess that was the point. You think New Vegas had the biggest world? What do you mean? Like in terms of like, what is it? Like in terms of like raw size, like the raw size of the map, or like density? I'm gonna go in here. Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's get the shotted gun. I'm probably not going to use this a whole lot because I only got. Oh well, actually no. Both of you, both horizontal and vertical, can't really see it. I only got 128 bullets for this gun. I guess technically 136 because I have 8. I have 8 in the barrel, but you know, it's not a bazillion amount of bullets, so there's no bullets. Kablow! Kaboom! Bam! It's also not as instantly murderizable as this one, right? This one more often than not will do like one shot. Bam! I say as I shot you in the neck and you didn't go down in one shot. Ridiculous. Bam! Got a headshot on him though. Ow! Don't shoot me! Stop this gamer on gamer violence. Bam! Got him. I stopped the gamer on gamer violence by being violent. Story was good, the dialogue good, but the world wasn't there. I feel. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm just saying. New Vegas had bigger issues. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of so that's more so the thing that I was talking about before, right? With Fallout, the comparison between Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas specifically is a good example of a game that is more story focused compared to a game that is more where's my fucking shotgun? There we go. Compared to a game which is more like gameplay focused, world focused. A lot of times, especially in the Fallout community, people will more often than not equate RPG functionality, like how rich the RPG is, as being indicative of how well the game is designed, right? So, for example, I see a lot of people saying that that Fallout New Vegas is the best because, you know, the missions are a lot more interactive and responsive based on, like, you know, your stats or your the options that you have in dialogue, right? I'm gonna drink that, which they aren't wrong about. That's definitely not an incorrect opinion, but it is a much different point than talking about specifically the difference between environmental gameplay and dialogue or story narrative gameplay, right? Games like Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 are much more gameplay focused, right? You can build settlements, you can build camps, you can, you know, craft a lot of things. It is a bit of an improper comparison, because, you know, it's been nearly 20 years since New Vegas came out, so it's not like we can compare them like, you know, apples to apples, because it was not a much older, but a slightly older a slightly older game design, comparatively speaking. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, bam. Again, not improperly, but I feel like a lot of people equate a lot of things that they probably more so enjoy conceptually than they enjoy gameplay-wise, right? Are you dead? Yeah, you dead. I'll be digging that. Because, like, again, you know, like New Vegas, right? If we're thinking New Vegas specifically, more people enjoy, like, creating, like, their own characters or running around and just doing, like, more so ridiculous things in the game, right? Usually it's, like, build focused. Like, okay, I'm going to build my character to be this, or I'm going to build my character to be that, so that I can get this kind of gameplay experience, which is cool. Like, that's the fact that the game can do that is good. But then, like, outside, because you think of that more so as a narrative gameplay system, right? You take that out of the equation, and then it's like, okay, I'm just walking around. In my opinion, if you can sort of like strip away the game's story, right? The quest elements, this, that, and the other thing. If you can strip those experiences away from the game, and more so in like a vanilla style, right? Mods like Rust and Frost prove that you can remove the narrative from either game, right? From Fallout 4 or Fallout New Vegas, and it can still be a fun experience. But narratively, if you can remove all of the story experiences from either of those gaming experiences, and still have an enjoyable, you know, world to run around in, an enjoyable gameplay experience from specifically the gameplay loops, I just think that's a much better. I just think that's a much more well-designed game, because it actually leans into gameplay design, and trying to get, there we go. It leans a lot more into what actually, the actual enjoyment of playing a game or enjoying a game, rather than like enjoying a specific story, right? Because a good story will carry any game, even a lackluster game. But like, it really takes really tight gameplay and world design and environmental storytelling to make a game that has like little to no story fun and enjoyable, in my opinion. Bethesda's writing has just gotten worse over time, and wow, I fucking butchered that. Let me bounce back a little bit here, just to get caught up. What would you want next to be added in Fallout 76? You know, that's a solid question. I don't quite know what I would add to Fallout 76. If I were like picking what they added next to Fallout 76, I honestly don't know if I would have an answer for that, because I can't think of, and this is more so like, oh man, I can't think of how they could make this game even better. It's already like the perfect Fallout game. I just it's just not something I really have put a whole lot of thought into. Like, again, like I said, I have fun with the game. It's not my favorite. Fallout 76 isn't my favorite game. It's good. It's not something I like, constantly obsess over. It's fine. It's not. It's. I'd say it's maybe like a 6 out of 10. Right? It's not great, but it's not awful. I personally always put the RPG aspect. First world doesn't convince me. Wow. But if the world doesn't convince me, then you might. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. RPG, again, with like Baldur's Gate 3, right? That game is mostly, like, almost entirely carried by the story and the RPG elements. Absolutely makes sense. World design, still solid, but the game is mostly carried by that specifically. Which, cool. Great. Awesome. Dope. Works perfect. It's hard to get those, like, not extremes, but it's hard to land in those sweet spots. Todd said Appalachia map is 4 times the size of the Commonwealth, and 10 times more encounters than any other Fallout. It has to be massive because it entertains 24 players at the same time. Yeah, and I feel like more so the encounters thing is just because it's an online experience. If you're running around on an online map and like the map in one way or the other isn't like interacting with you, especially as an online MMO, that's not great. that's not too great. 4 times the size of the Commonwealth. I guess that makes more sense, more so because there's like different biomes and stuff like that. Especially now since we have actually maybe, I don't know. Did he say that after Burning Springs? Because especially with Burning Springs and then Skyline Valley, I could probably see that. I guess I could actually probably see that even before those two, but it is a big map, and there kind of needs to be like a bunch of stuff going on in it. I'm trying to agree. I just did a run 4 with a sledgehammer and bat. It was fun. So much ammo left over. No, yeah. Fallout 4 specifically is good at facilitating like whatever RPG experience you want, like from like a level style. I'm not really a big fan of the fact that there's not like a limit, right? I feel like in Fallout 4, because every once in a while I'll still see like builds, right? Like this is try this build in Fallout 4, and it's like, what, like, why bother? It's not like you have like a limit that you're eventually going to hit where it's like, okay, build's done. It's like, no, eventually you're going to hit everything. But that's just my opinion. It is what it is. I'm just not a big fan of like, you can unlock everything. That would probably be like one of my bigger gripes with Starfield specifically. It's fun. I'm not the biggest fan of that style specifically, but I guess with Starfield it's probably a little bit closer to Elder Scrolls, or to Skyrim specifically. So again, it is what it is. I don't think it really does like a big detriment to any one game in particular. Bethesda's writing has gotten worse over time, just generally. I would disagree with that. Because what is it? I really need to like look up the name of the mission. But I've talked about it a couple times. There's a mission in Starfield near the end of the game where you effectively the point of the mission is you have to like jump between 2 realities that are like fractured, or like one reality is split from the main reality. I can't remember exactly, but you have to jump between realities because this like this temporal portal machine or whatever has gone haywire. Do I want to go to Foshnacht Day? I'm gonna go here and just kind of. Oh, I'm over encumbered. Oh, and I'm on. Yeah, whatever. I guess more so that was like a quest design and not so much like writing specifically. I don't know. I think it's difficult to talk about Starfield specifically because it is like a newer IP, and specifically the direction they took it in is like sort of different from a lot of what we saw of like Skyrim or Elder Scrolls and like Fallout 4 Fallout 76 specifically. I feel like there's probably a lot of examples that can be looked to in Elder Scrolls Online. I just don't know as much about that game. I'm not the biggest Elder Scrolls fan. I like it. I just don't interact with it as much. I would say that their writing has probably gotten a lot more focused, I guess. Not really like focused, but like it's kind of taken a backseat to like their gameplay stuff. Again, I came into Bethesda with Fallout 3, so maybe people who played like, Daggerfall, Oblivion, Morrowind, stuff like that, probably have a different outlook on it. But I've never really considered Bethesda to have like the greatest writing in general, right? I feel like because I think a lot of people point to Fallout 3 as like the best story as far as what Bethesda has put out. But I feel like a lot of Fallout 3 story specifically is more so carried by the way that they designed the world and the tone that they went with in the narrative, which again more so specifically speaks to how good Bethesda is at capturing tone and atmosphere and environmental storytelling, specifically in like their game design and environmental storytelling. So I think there is something to be said with, their writing isn't as good or has maybe gotten, again, quote unquote, worse. But I do think that has really never been the biggest part of how they make games, or at least not in the same way that we think of like, CD Projekt Red or Rockstar or any of these other like more RPG focused studios making and designing stories, right? There we go. Where is it? Okay, so that. If you could bring back an old game from any company to remaster or remake, what would you choose? I don't remember the name of the game, but I remember there was this game back in like the PlayStation 2 era, and it was about this guy who was like breaking out of like some sort of prison or facility, and what was it? He was like breaking out of something like that, and he was he had like psychic powers and stuff like that. I can so very clearly see the picture in my mind. I just can't think of the name. But I mean, I guess a game like that has already been sort of like redone with games like Control and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. That game specifically, I always remembered having a good time with it because it had like, it had gameplay aspects of like, oh, you can like, control stuff with your brain and stuff like that. There we go. Fallout 4 is a looter shooter at heart and plays best as a survival shooter rather than an RPG. That actually, yeah, that like 100%. What was it? Yeah, this was I agree, but I was not like the original person or like the biggest person to put this out there. But I remember seeing like a TikTok video of like Queso playing Fallout 4, and he said that Fallout 4's survival experience is like peak gameplay experience, right? Like it's the best gameplay experience you can have. I don't know if I would agree 100%, but like especially with Fallout 4, survival mode is like objectively the best way to play that game. As far as like I feel like looter shooter is also pretty accurate because like again they lean a lot more into, especially back then, looter shooters were just like a lot more popular, right? They were way more popular in like 2015, 2016, even like 2014 and like, earlier. So that's probably more so why they leaned in that direction to, go with the times and stuff like that. Which especially now I think is why it's going to be so much more interesting to see what they do for Elder Scrolls and Fallout 5. Again, Fallout 5 more so specifically because it's it's kind of hard to turn Elder Scrolls into a looter shooter. Not impossible, but like harder. But like because there's so much more interest around like RPG friend slop style, and then again like more so like a stronger disengagement from like a lot of like loot box mechanics and again sort of that more like looter shooter kind of style. I would be interested to see how they specifically design that game. I think that we can kind of make an assumption with how that's going with Fallout 76. But again, this game is also like 8 years old and is an online game, so it's not a perfect representation. It's just kind of like hinting, It's also been developed for nearly a decade after release. Talk about Starfield. Sorry, I'm behind on chat a little bit. So like I think you're talking about Starfield with that one. But yeah, Starfield was in development for a very long time, and I think they're the world specifically they did a really solid job with. But like as I've sort of talked about in like past streams, I think that a lot of what they focused on was like creating a lot of additional space for people to mod stuff into the games, right? Like Starfield was designed to be like the ultimate modder's paradise, but it unfortunately just wasn't. It didn't grab people in the same way that these other games did, which it like new IP, that's kind of just how it works. Worth coming back after 5 months? Yeah. I mean, like as far as like new content and stuff, actually I don't remember what like a lot of the like earlier this year content stuff was, but like I don't know. I feel like the best time to come back to Fallout 76 specifically is probably going to be when the Raven Rock expansion drops. Unless you're somebody who just like enjoys jumping in, running around, building stuff, looking at stuff, stuff like that, exploring the map, things of that nature. It's not really something that you got to come back to every month, every 2 months, something like that. Multiverse stuff has been run into the ground. Spider-Verse, Marvel in general. Well, luckily this isn't Marvel. So like yeah, sure, maybe. I think you were talking about what was it? I think you made that comment when I was talking about Starfield and the like split realities thing. Again, sure. Maybe I think that for how Bethesda handled the idea of like multiverses, multiple universes and stuff like that in Starfield, I think it was pretty cool the way they implemented it, right? Or the way that they implemented it in the game, or more so not implemented, but how they used it in the game, because it wasn't just like there's like bad guys from a different multiverse and like they're bad and we got to stop them and stuff, right? I mean, I guess they kind of did that to an extent, but more so it was a way to incorporate a new game plus system and like loop it in to create a new game plus experience and to make it a continuous aspect of the game, right? Like it's a built-in feature to the narrative as opposed to just being like, a technical feature, right? Because New Game Plus is like that, like that's cool. But I kind of like the way that they did it in Starfield, where they incorporated it in a narrative perspective, right? Is it the greatest thing in the world? No. But when you think about the way that, when you think about a lot of the writing in Starfield, where it's all talking about like, the effect that you have on the world, the effect that you have on the impact that you have on other people and how they affect the world, a lot of those things. It is kind of interesting to just kind of like ponder whether that specifically makes it like a good narrative or like a good story experience. I think that's kind of like, subjective. But as far as the way that they implemented New Game Plus, I kind of liked it. It was cool. Again, sure, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but it's kind of neat. I think RPG D&D fans are not happy with the newer writing, but I love the adventure, action, light RPG style. You can't please everyone. RPG, D&D fans, but the newer writing. Are you talking about like the actual board game, or are you talking about like Baldur's Gate 3? Somebody, I do they have somebody making, like not making, but like somebody signed on for Baldur's Gate 4. I remember seeing that like originally they wanted Larian to do it, but Larian's like, no, we don't want to do it. And like nobody else wants to do it because like Larian did such a good job. People want more writing and more RPGs. Then they never finish the main quest in 5,000 hours. No, yeah, that's kind of the catch-22 when it comes to Baldur's Gate 4 specifically, because like still to this day, the vast minority of people have like ever finished Baldur's Gate 3. So it's like, you know, you can make an amazing campaign like start to finish, but if you have an experience so tightly wound, so well constructed that it constantly allows for the easy reiterative interpretation, or not interpretation. If it allows you to so easily, if it so strongly calls towards that new game experience, because it's like, oh, I can make like, you know, a new character, or like go with a new class, and like, oh, what if I did this, or what if I did that? A lot of experimentation, which is like the best thing for RPGs when your system has very heavy customization and experimentation with like classes and attributes and stuff like that. That's really good. That's what you want for an RPG. But the double-edged sword is if you make it too good, more people are going to be playing around with that, and less people are going to be, you know, engaged in experience your story all the way to the end. It's really funny how that works out sometimes. I've once heard somebody say that Fallout 76 is just a big old sandbox. I love it. I guess to an extent that is right. That is accurate. It is much more of an open world experience to me, as opposed to a sandbox. Sandbox, it more so speaks to the technical verbal definition of open world and sandbox in game design, right? Sandbox would be something more like Grounded, right? You have a set play distance, or you have a set world map, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do to interact with the world in that game, right? So, for example, in Grounded, there's enemies that you can fight. There's resources that you can gather. There's grass like everywhere, and you can like chop down the grass. You can build houses. You can do like all this stuff. But there's no set missions, right? There's no like NPCs to find, and you know, quests to do, and things to change and interact with in that specific situation. But when it comes to games like Fallout 76 or Fallout 4, those are more open world because there's a lot of other things that are going on inside this world space, and the level of interactability with the world itself is less so. Like it's not the primary focus compared to like questing and stuff like that. Fallout 76, I think, is closer to the in-between between those two. It's closer to being a sandbox than Fallout 4 is, specifically because, like, you know, you can run around and, you know, like put down camps and, like, you know, build a thing over here, build a thing over there. You can do stuff like that. Good, but I don't think I would classify it as a sandbox myself. But it is definitely one of those games that's just like fun to hop into and, like, you know, run around and explore and do all kinds of stuff, especially with your friends, right? Like this oh shit, did I miss it? Oh, I didn't even do the thing that I was supposed to do when I was in there. Fallout 76 is like friend slop before friend slop was a nomenclature, right? I guess I'm too close to everything. Okay. All right, I gotta go back in. I didn't get the thing I was supposed to get. Switch to the right gun, asshole. Older Fallout players all have some rooting with the D&D board game and like heavier RPGs and fantasy style. Clearing dungeon after dungeon of copy-paste NPCs bores them way more than it does me. And you're like, yeah, I can definitely see that. Like, there is especially for like older gamers versus like newer gamers, right? I feel that a lot of the older games, right, not just Fallout, but like a lot of games in general, took a lot more inspiration. Don Juan, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Let's go. Obviously took a lot more inspiration from. Oh, that says attend the nightclub opening. That's why I got mixed up. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Where's the thing? And that says nothing. Fantastic. But that's the nightclub opening thing. I probably have to go down. Yeah. There it is. But yeah, because like a lot of older games had, especially RPG games, had a much stronger backbone that was Dungeons and Dragons inspired. It's one of those things where like they just got used to those kinds of games. They're like that kind of game design, and when it came to a lot of these newer games that didn't as much have those games, or Dungeons and Dragons specifically, as their major inspiration, they don't feel as rich, right? Which I get. That actually makes a whole lot of sense. But to say that it's like worse because it doesn't have like as good RPG experiences or RPG mechanics specifically, I feel like that's kind of a non sequitur, right? It like, oh, the game doesn't have like top shelf RPG mechanics, therefore it's bad. It's like, that's not what that means at all. I don't think that anybody, well, maybe not anybody, but like, I'm trying to think of a game that's more so like universally liked, right? I guess maybe not like universally liked, but you can think of something like Gary's Mod, right? Or like the Stanley Parable. That game is not by any stretch of the imagination, RPG heavy, and yet it's still like an amazing game. Even something like Portal, right? I think that more so there's this strange assumption that just because a game doesn't have, maybe in a game that has RPG functionality but doesn't have RPG functionality as good as like, this other game, I think that the assumption that that game is by default worse or not as good is, like I said, a non sequitur, because it's like, okay, so you're drawing a line in the sand and saying that anything that's like better or worse than, or anything that's is viewed to be as less expansive than this game is like a worse RPG experience, right? So, like, for example, I think we could objectively say that Baldur's Gate 3 has the best RPG experience of any game in, like, the last, decade at least, right? 15 years. But to say that, like, a game like Monster Prom, right? To say that that has a worse, or that is a worse game because the RPG mechanic, or at least the way that they implemented it in that game, isn't as good as Baldur's Gate 3, that's a ridiculous claim to make, right? I would see that as a pretty ridiculous claim for a number of reasons, but on its face, it's that black and white comparison based on one arbitrary aspect that seems very, very ridiculous to me. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I've gotten dunked on for this claim a couple of times, but I think that if you can't, maybe not objectively, if you can't, like, cause what is it? Criticism is the enemy of creativity, or something along those lines. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like, maybe it's not even that. Perfection is the enemy of creativity. I can't remember. The point is, if we can examine a game in and of itself and without trying to comparison, that's it. Comparison is the death of enjoyment, or something like that. Again, the point is, if you can look at a game and in a bubble, right, determine for yourself if the RPG mechanics feel fun, or the gameplay feels tight, or, the experience overall in and of itself for what it is a good or a bad experience, without if you need to compare it to something else, like, oh, this game isn't as good as like this other game that has a similar a similar like, you know, play style or has an RPG experience, again, to sort of draw it back to RPG specifically. If that's how you evaluate the goodness of a game, that sounds like it sucks, right? That sounds like a really bummer way of enjoying games, to constantly be comparing whatever comes out to whatever you think is like the better game. That just makes it sound like you don't like video games, which is crazy because there's so many people who love video games. Started BG3 about a month ago. I was freaking out when I got my eyes plucked out. Oh yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it. With Volo where he pulls your eye out. Yeah, that's a pretty gnarly scene, but it's probably worth it because the fucking, you know, free see invisibility permanently is kind of goes hard. That's a pretty big buff. Hello, fellow dweller. How's it going, Juan? What up, big gamers? Hey, yo, Toshi. What up, Red Mustard Addiction? Love that name. That's a banger name. I learned something on social media. Don't listen to what gamers say. Watch what they do. Once writing never finishes the main story. Once consequences, save scums to avoid them. Yeah, fair. Can we see the gameplay? Like, bruh, you always yapping. I'm always yapping. I don't know why you thought you could come into a stream and not experience yapping. Who plays fucking video? I mean, I know that there are people who do it because I've seen like, what is it? Like commentary-less gameplay videos, right? Like on YouTube, but it's always like videos, right? I don't think I've ever seen people who are like, I mean, I take that back. I probably stumbled across like a handful of streamers who are like specifically mostly just playing the game, right? But I don't think I've ever really watched too many streamers who, I guess more so specifically with Fallout 76 specifically. I don't know if I was to do like a stream where it was like, I'm just going to play the game and then like occasionally talk to chat for like a little bit. Fallout 76 is not the game where I would do something like that. That's kind of goofy. Nobody watches no comment gameplay. Wait, hold on. Nobody watches no comment, but play the game while you talk. That's what they do. It is. Some do. I get sidetracked though. So I'll either get like, ow, what's my wrist hurt? There we go. It's either a situation where like I'll be focused too much on the game or focused too much on the chat. Especially in here since, okay, wait, hold on. Where's did I already get it? Oh no, yeah, it's right here. I know I've seen like some people who like mostly focus on gameplay on stream, which I don't, again, like I've done that like a couple of times, but like 76 is definitely not the kind of game where I would do that. Except for I kind of take that back a little bit. What is it? Was I streaming Nuclear Winter back in the day? I can't remember if I was streaming Nuclear Winter. I probably did like a couple of times. Nuclear Winter more so would probably be like a Fallout 76 experience specifically, where I would focus more so on gameplay than chat, because you kind of need to be a little bit more on the ball in a game like that, in a game mode like that specifically. Compared to literally just walking around and clicking on stuff in game, right? Very, very rare when a streamer focuses on interaction and has the knowledge to keep it interesting. No, yeah, again, it's not something that's like impossible. I remember watching like I was never like a huge fan. I've talked about it before, like streaming specifically, right? I don't really watch a whole lot of streamers. I think I maybe caught like, not even like the whole thing. I think I maybe caught like one Destiny stream, like one time. And him specifically, he specifically is interesting to watch as a streamer. Okay, yeah. Wait. Okay, yeah. He specifically was interesting because he's carrying on like very, very sort of like knowledgeable debate and conversation style games, while also playing what looks like a very intricate and very sort of like attention focusing game. So it was interesting to watch him do both of those things at the same time. I think we learned from when I was playing chess on stream. I can't do that shit. I can't focus on those like hot, like, you know, highly like high attention span games and chat at the same time. I'm too unk brain for that shit. Oh, I gotta go up there. Wish I could just like flip the gun around and fucking like do cool shit. Like those like what is it? Those Fallout New Vegas what is it? Those Fallout New Vegas mods that add like all those animations, and they do all those like ridiculous like like he takes the gun out and he like fucking flips it and spins it and does all this like ridiculous stuff. And we're like, that is the most impractical shit I've ever seen in my entire life. But please, for the love of God, do it 14 more times, because that shit was fucking cool as hell. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I am good. Whoa, shit. No, I'm not. I'm getting shot at. Oh, super mutant. Don't you do it. Fuck you. Probably switch to this other one. Oh, nope. Okay, shit. Oh, no, yeah, this is the right one. Bam! Ooh. Fuck you. Oh, God, there's two of them. Ow. Shit. Give me that. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Oh, now he's on the other side. I need to drop some stuff. Being over encumbered is hurting me here. Bam! Shit. Oh! That kind of worked. Fucking missed that one shot though. Okay, let's turn this off. All right, chat. We gotta stay quiet. Okay, I don't think there's any of the super mutes. We're good. We're good. We're good. Nuclear Winter was before my time. I feel like I missed out. It was like it. I haven't done like a whole lot of I haven't done like a whole lot of like games like that, right? Like battle royale style games, right? I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did a little bit of PUBG. I was fucking dog shit at it. I would always like fucking bush camp constantly. I got into like top 2 like once or twice, usually top 10 or top 5, but it was all just by bush camping. I was such a fucking pussy game player, but I'm not fucking, as you know, contrary to what you see me playing right now, I am dog ass at FPS games, more so at competitive ones. So I was never good at those kinds of games, but it was kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed the experience. Nuclear Winter was something really interesting because it was the exact same thing, right? I'm not good at those kinds of games, but every once in a while I would get like my point is, it was a really fun gameplay experience. There was an interview where I don't remember who specifically, but somebody on the Fallout 7016 was basically like, yeah, unfortunately we don't plan on bringing Nuclear Winter back anytime soon. But he sort of made it a point to say that they're not, 1,000% opposed to doing something like similar-ish. So hey, maybe we'll get a Fallout battle royale style game, or maybe some other battle royale style game from Bethesda. Now that I think about it, actually, I do remember hearing or seeing an article that said Bethesda actually had to shelf a first-person an FPS game because of the sort of like redirect stuff, like the refocus stuff they did with that Xbox had them do. So maybe that's what they were talking about. Maybe Bethesda was actually making a more Nuclear Winter style game, But or maybe a more so like heavily first person shooter inspired game. But now Asha Sharma and Xbox want them to make Skyrim 2, you know. Maybe that's what happened. I think they could do it. I think it would be kind of weird, you know. Not as many people play battle royale style games anymore. Even back when Nuclear Winter first dropped, not many people were playing battle royale games back then. But it could be interesting. The fuck? Shut up. I'm walking away from you. I choose not to engage in this manner of barbarism. I need to scrap some garbage, or else I shall continue to walk my fat ass around all of Appalachia. Alright, let me get it more so level here. Just because I got... There we go. Well, oh, sure, that'll work. Alright, let me drop some stuff off. There we go, okay. And then, let me do this. Let me sleep real quick, restore health, get the buff, and then I'll focus on other stuff. Love this game, but the graphics or trash. I think he meant are trash. I don't know. I don't think I agree with that. I think that comparatively speaking to like some of the games that have dropped over like the last like maybe year and a half. Sure, maybe. But you also got to remember that this is an 8-year-old game working off of like a 30-year-old engine. Maybe not like that old, but it is definitely more graphically of its time. I think that specifically for the Creation Engine, it's solid. It's not like great. I think Starfield so far has been like the best version of the Creation Engine, but especially since they're making they're going to be using Creation Engine 3 for Fallout 5 and Elder Scrolls 6. I'm pretty excited to see what that's going to look like, because I think that Starfield's graphics specifically look amazing. They're definitely a step up from 76, and Fallout 76 just has like a little bit better atmospheric, is a little bit better atmospherically compared to Fallout 4. But then again, in terms of like just general graphics, Starfield is the best they have so far, which again makes sense. It's the newest game. The only thing I hate is that you're playing first person POV. I'm just teasing though. Yeah, there are some games. I don't know what it is, but third person Bethesda games just always don't feel right to me. You know, I don't know what it is. I think the only like third person games that I've really played that have been, you know, again more so, I guess, you know, RPG-ish have been like Rockstar games, right? I feel like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption much better lend themselves to third person games. Probably more so because you're playing as a predetermined character. Maybe that's actually it. Maybe I'm more so inclined to play in third person if I'm playing as a predetermined character as opposed to a character that I can design and create myself, right? Because if I can design and create it myself, looking through their eyes feels more immersive. Where was it? There it is. Reusing the same engine and modifying it was the biggest mistake Bethesda could have made. I very vehemently disagree, actually. The game studios always sort of reuse, the same engine over and over for the most part. They'll occasionally upgrade and advance and stuff like that. Happy Fashnod. Idixel? Ixil. I butchered your name twice. I apologize. I will not. I will not challenge you reporting me for blatant harassment, for cyberbullying. He said my name wrong. But yeah, reusing the same engine, I very strongly disagree with that. Partially because I think Bethesda has actually said it themselves. They know how to use this engine, right? So like switching over to a newer engine is going to be a lot of additional like retraining and learning a lot of stuff, learning a lot of new stuff around the original or the new engine, right? It's a lot of training to figure out how to use the engine properly. It's then a lot of additional training and learning on how to make the kind of games that they want to make in those in that newer engine, and then on top of that, how to make the games moddable on that same level, right? That more so than anything else, I think, is the biggest thing preventing, maybe not preventing, but the biggest thing that's keeping Bethesda on Creations, right? Because they've been working for it for so long. They know how to do all this insane wizardry with the game. And then they know how to make modding tools for the game, right? If they switched over to like a newer engine or a different engine that they aren't as familiar with, then they would have to relearn all that stuff, which, you know, is it impossible to do that? No. As somebody with like little to no coding experience, I don't think so. But then at the same time, you know, it's more time spent learning how to use new tools than just figuring out new ways to use the tools that they already have and have historically so far been working out wildly, like insanely well for them for a number of years. Where's it? I lost it here. Earned my skill in that. At least you admit it, bro, because people that bush camp say they're good, but at least you know that there isn't much skill to that. No, yeah. I always like battle royale style games like that. I always just bush camp because it's. I don't like losing. I don't think anybody does, but more so, I like enjoying the gaming experience. And if it's over like too quickly, it's just like, well, that's not fun, you know? So if it's like, and it's like, you know, it's not against the rules. It's a feature. It's something you can do in the game. So doing it is, you know, engaging with the game. It's fair. Is it bullshit a little bit? Maybe a little bit, but like, oh well. Sucks to suck. Skill issue. I think I've told this story before. There was there's a little game that I played a long time ago. Not a super fantastic game, but it was fun enough. Called Of Guards and Thieves. It's a top-down team versus team. I don't really know how to describe it. It's like, you know, capture the flag, steal like capture points, King of the Hill, stuff like that. You know, little team battle stuff. There was this all the maps have like, you know, similar assets, and one of the assets is like a bushy potted plant, right? And one of the things that I would constantly do in those games is that you can sort of snuggle into those and be like hidden in like behind the plant, right? And so what I would do so often is I would play as the flamer build, and I would angle my gun so that it would be pointing away from the open area of the map, right? So it's like a hallway. I'd be pointing it towards the wall so nobody could tell I was in there. And then when an enemy came by, I would just like whip the gun around and just kill them in like fucking like 2 seconds. It was the most bullshit thing I think I've ever done in any video game ever, and got called out for it like maybe once or twice by fucking like try-hard sweats who take the game way too seriously. And I'd be all like, sorry, it's in the game. Is it bullshit? Yes, I fully recognize that, 100%. But if I can do it and I'm not like cheating or duping or anything like that, I don't know what to tell you, man. Maybe you should just keep a better eye on the potted plants. First time on 76? No, this is actually far from it. I've been playing since the game dropped. I'm just goofing around with a new character just to see how the game plays in 2026. You don't have to play third person. You can switch between third and first. No, yeah, I know. I'm actually in first person. It's just it switches to third person when you're on a bed. I never connected in third person. It never really felt the same to me. Let's see. Oh, I probably have like some weapons and shit that I gotta scrap. Yeah, here we go. Let me chunk these up real quick. Oh shit! I actually didn't want to do that. Oh well. I wanted to keep that because that was a combat shotgun. I wasn't paying attention. Those are good. I'm just gonna scrap these. I don't need them. And then everything else is probably like food specifically. There we go. Okay. I spent time on my character. I want to see her and her outfit when I play. Oh no, yeah, like the outfit specifically. Like the way it's funny for my character because my character has a helmet on and stuff like that. But the outfits specifically are always really fun. It's just I don't know, just playing it like this, it doesn't quite feel the same. You know, again, maybe that's just like a me thing, but like, you know, it is what it is. It's fun, but like, I don't know. I feel more immersed in first person. That's my prerogative. Don't apologize. I've been in charge. Wow. I've been trying to change it for ages. I'm a buffoon collector. Hell yeah. Submarine PC. PC. Yep. PC. Playing on PC. Let's go. They're playing a new gen update for better graphics. I do remember hearing that. Oh my god, there's another player over there. Look, you can see him. He's jumping and flip-flopping around. Oh my god. He's behind the thing. Look at him go. He's in power armor. If I shot at him, he'd absolutely destroy me. Especially since he's fucking level 541. Gamer. Hell yeah. He's a gamer too. I get the most fun out of finding good loot. Finding a good loophole is pretty satisfying in this game. Don't see how sitting in a bush can be fun. So like that game specifically, of Guards and Thieves, it was a very even like not that specifically, but like, you know, games like that or games like what is it? You know, battle royale style games. It's usually like a survivability thing, right? You usually do it for you know, opportunity, right? It's like setting a trap, right? You're laying in wait, trying to get a sneak attack on the enemy, right? It's kind of the same as like, you know, hiding behind a corner and waiting for somebody to like run up and then you just like blam blam blam, right? It's very similar to that. It's a little bit more, you know. It's a little bit more bullshitty because it's like, you know, you're hiding in like, I feel like there's like a tactical awareness of like, okay, you know, you're running up and like, oh, somebody might be behind this, oh, like be prepared and stuff like that. But when you're like running out, I guess maybe we just don't expect like the trees or the bushes to shoot at us, you know, but we kind of expect somebody to be like hiding behind a wall or something like that. So we're a little bit more prepared for that. And then when it comes to like bushes and stuff, we don't really expect it, but maybe that's more of like a modern gaming thing, right? I feel like more people are more aware of like, you know, threats from like bushes or like trees or anything like that, because that's another thing I did in more so Nuclear Winter specifically, right? Because the game took place in like very specific parts of the world. So like, you know, this-ish area, and then where was the other Nuclear Winter map? Was it also sort of in like this general-ish area? I don't remember actually. But the point is, because they all sort of took place in, you know, more so forested areas, I would oftentimes like, you know, hide behind a tree, especially because in most battle royale style games, like there's a strong possibility that you're gonna run across enemies who are just like way better geared than you, right? So sometimes you have to take like the tactical advantage, right? Oh, that person has like power armor or like has a better gun or whatever. So I need to be smart about, I need to be clever about how I engage with them. So, you know, I'm gonna hide behind this wall or behind this tree, and I'm gonna like, you know, huck a grenade at them, or like, you know, get a pot shot and then like, you know, hide again. You know, you gotta think smarter, not harder, about how you take on more well-equipped enemies. What am I doing here again? I'm killing a ghoul, right? Collect a blood sample from a feral ghoul. So that was a feral ghoul. What do you mean collect a blood sample? Do I not just, like, loot him? Oh, wait a minute. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay. Do I just need the one? Collect the blood sample from feral ghoul. Okay. Load blood samples in the centrifuge. Enter Charleston train yard main gate. Collect a type F fuse. Train yard. Charleston train. Oh, I see. Okay. It was a snallygaster. That was down here. That's what was down here making all this sound. I was like, what the fuck? All right. Train yard's over there. Talk to Mayor Grafton. To the nightclub opening. Go to the White Spring. Oh, yeah. We got to get to the White Spring sooner or later. Probably later. I think it's going to take us a little bit to get there specifically. But, oh, Jesus. Don't shoot me. What did I just say? Wait, here again? Why are we still here? Oh, yeah, the centrifuge. Okay. Okay, so the train yards are up there, so we gotta go over there. Don't! Stay away from me! Is there a rad roach? No, we're good. Okay. Boing. Alright. I think... I have, like, vague memories of doing this quest, like, the first time I ran across it. I think it's in this building right here. Oh my god. The little man monsters. Bam! Ah, that ain't gonna work. Die, commie bots! You sons of bitches. Bam! Okay. I heard this game was pretty nuclear. Sorry if you find my puns revolting. Mods, IP ban this man. Oh no! Also, that's a joke. I don't got mods. Oh god, the truck's gonna explode. Oh god, there's a commie bot. Chop, 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 chop. I definitely shouldn't be taking these guys on as a new blood. I gotta take them on from a distance. Come on, shotgun, shotgun. Bam, bam. Fuck yeah. Crying emoji. Damn commies. I know, right? Ridiculous little commie bots. Bicycle. Get him, Toshi. Don't worry, I am. I showed him the true meaning of love and magic. I showed him the fucking true meaning of friendship. Fucking My Little Pony out here got nothing on me. Oh, Jesus. Now you see that, chat? That's the true meaning of friendship. Blowing shit up. Trash. Yeah, there it is. Downstairs. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, watch me do a sick backflip onto whatever the fuck this is. Alright. Ta-da! Hug and lead. Or lead. Yeah, exactly. Come on, everybody. Come get your 10-gauge hugs. Kablam. Bard. I'm about to bar you. I think I actually do have to go over this way. Here. Nope. Okay. Here. Where's the fucking entrance? Oh, it's the Grafton Manster. He's gonna fucking beat my ass. Actually, he actually is. I gotta fucking run away from him. Nope. Please. do you feel about the upcoming remake of New Vegas and Fallout 3? I think it's gonna be fucking awesome. I think it's gonna be great. I've been seeing some people say that it's not gonna be. I mean, not that it's not gonna be good, but that it's not going to be potentially as good, right? It's going to have this is something that I've been saying ever since I heard that they were going to be making, actually I guess more so specifically to like date my thought process on these ones, ever since the Oblivion remaster came out, right? Because ow, Jesus, I'm gonna blast you. Because the thing with that game specifically is one thing that a lot of people found out pretty quickly is that you can old mods that worked for the original game, right, will work for Oblivion, which means that literally all they did for Oblivion, and not literally in like a pejorative way, literally what they did for the Oblivion remake is they just put like a fucking, Unreal 5 code over it, right? Made the graphics better, made the lighting better, made the engine run better, added sprinting to the game, this, that, and the other thing. They did that, and that was like the big focus, right? And it wasn't like, they're trying to rebuild the game from the ground up and add like all this crazy mod stuff. It's literally just, here's the vanilla experience here's the vanilla experience wrapped up in new graphics, right? And that's exactly what the Fallout 3 and New Vegas remake, in my opinion, or remaster, is going to be. It's going to be the base games, but shinier. They're not going to crash as often, and you're most likely going to be able to both sprint and look down iron sides in both games, and maybe equip a grenade and like throw it while you have gun out, right? Maybe that. But as far as that specifically goes, Fallout, I think, more than any other of Bethesda's games, probably maybe not. Well, Fallout specifically compared to Elder Scrolls, I think has a much stronger community around modding specifically, right? And I think it sounds weird to the ear to say that specifically when Skyrim is the most modded game of all times. Period, hands down. Nothing even comes close. But Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas, and to an extent Fallout 3, have such a deeper history of moddability, right? Collectively, there have been more people modding Fallout longer than people have been modding Skyrim. And while that's not to say that either experience is better or worse, it more so speaks to the fact that Fallout has a much stronger symbiosis with modders, right? It has a much stronger relationship. So to put out 3 and New Vegas remasters specifically, and I think that it's like I said with Oblivion, it's going to be great. It's going to be an awesome experience, but because so many people are more used to modding Fallout, I think it's going to be a little bit of not muted. I feel like it's not going to be as big of a deal because you're not going to be able to mod the games, or at least not to the same degree. Because like I said, there are, from what I remember, there are mods, like original mods, that will work with the Oblivion remaster. Not a lot, but a handful, right? Really, I think anything that edits the game on just like a baseline level, as far as like items and stuff go. Probably not like graphics or lighting or anything like expansive or crazy, right? But baseline stuff, easy to make stuff. And I feel like we're going to have the same experience with the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas remasters. And I don't know, especially with New Vegas. and how strong the modding community is around that game, I don't know how many people are going to pick up and play the New Vegas remaster long term instead of like, okay, well, you know, this was fun, but I can get this exact same gaming experience out of like, you know, like a handful of Nexus mods, right? Which I think there is, because remasters like this from Bethesda games are more so about the console market than the PC players, right? Especially since, as I said, Bethesda's games have a long history of community when it comes to modding. So for these games, these remasters, to have like a, you know, to create a giant renaissance of like modding, I don't see that happening, because anybody who's already modding these games are just going to continue to mod Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, right? They're most likely not going to focus on trying to mod a remake, right? Or a remaster rather. I don't see them doing that. I see anybody who's interested in playing these games and wants to play them with, like, you know, shiny new graphics or like, you know, advanced systems, advanced gameplay, stuff like that. I just see those people specifically just, you know, keeping to modding the games that they already mod, right? 3 in New Vegas. I think that they're going to be huge for console players, especially if they have creations for Fallout 3 and New Vegas, like the remakes. But I don't think they had that for Oblivion, so it would be, I think, kind of weird to see it for those games. But who knows? It could see anything. Let's see. But in a nutshell, I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going to be as good because people aren't going to be able to mod them to the same extent. What do you think of the new logo for Bethesda? The fucking like neon red one. I think that shit slaps. That shit goes hard as hell. I love it. It's fucking awesome. I don't think it's as like, you know, because especially as like a content creator, I usually think of logos in terms of like PNGs, right? I don't think it looks as good. I don't think it's going to look as good as a PNG in PNG format compared to the old one. But just like as a logo in general, shit goes hard. Shit's fucking awesome. I love it. I hope we get to see Joshua Graham wrinkles, bro. Yeah, I can't wait to see. Yeah, Gob and Sharon in 4K. It is going to be interesting to see if they go with, like, you know, just like a shinier version of the original way that they made ghouls, or if they're going to make them more like make them look more like Fallout 4 ghouls. I think that's gonna be interesting. Bam, bam. I think I would probably expect more so. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I don't know if they would go with they'd probably just like upscale the original designs. Now that I think about it, because I mean that's what they did for Oblivion. They just made the original graphics look better. Fuck. Bam. 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 Gotta reload. Gotta make sure my shit's all up to date. As long as New Vegas Pharaohs can still mutter bullshit, I'm happy. Yeah, that was kind of one of the things that I sort of missed from. I mean, I guess like Fallout 4 ghouls still kind of do that, but like there's definitely a different sort of presence when it comes to the Fallout 3 when it comes to the Fallout 3 era ghouls compared to Fallout 4, right? They have a different kind of disgusting about them. A different layer of unsettling. Let's go. We got junk. I think I got a fucking baseball grenade there. Yeah, now we're talking. Give me the Molotovs. Where's the fucking baseball one? It's in there somewhere. Maybe I just got like a baseball and not a grenade. Okay, so let's see. There it is. It's up there. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. Made them feel more lively, you know. Yeah, it did make it made them feel more ravenous in a sense, right? It made them feel like it was more not like specifically like a mental thing, but it made them feel more unhinged as opposed to just, you know, zombie, right? I feel like they did a good job with the Fallout 3 or with the Fallout 4 era ghouls. But it is sort of they are sort of like different beasts entirely. One is again more zombie, the other is more you know, feral animal. Terminal. Purified water and meat bug. Whoop. Blam! Blam! I don't know what's going on with the Liberators here. They seem very half asleep. Oh my god, there's a lot of fucking Type F fuses. Did you guys see that? There's like fucking 30 of them in there. Stimpak. Shotgun shells. Wonder if they're going to add scarring to characters that could have... Yeah, wonder if they're going to add scarring to characters that couldn't have it due to limitations. Characters like Joshua and Leggett Lanius. Like adding, like, scarring to their character models? Or are you talking about, like, adding... Because there were scar options in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. If I remember correctly. Maybe not. That is an interesting question, though, because I think, again, I didn't play the original Oblivion, so there could have been things about the original game that weren't there, that were there in the remake that I didn't notice. Like, funnily enough, like the whole fucking like, you know, the body type 1 and 2 thing that fucking got all the fucking grifting tourists all up in arms because, oh my god, I made shorts around all that stuff, and I remember very clearly seeing one person say, "Oh my god, this is abysmal." If they had changed, I can't remember if it was Grums or not. It might have been Grums. This fucking sounds like some dumb bullshit that Grums would have said. But I remember seeing somebody say specifically, like, "Oh, if they changed, if Bethesda changed, because what they did with the Oblivion remake is they changed male and female like gender in character creation to like body type 1 and body type 2, and somebody said specifically like, oh, if they changed body type 1 and body type 2 back to male and female, then they'd sell like 1 million copies overnight. And it's like, that is probably one of the most psychotic things I think I've ever heard anyone say on the internet ever. That is such a weird thing to say, and more so a weird thing to think unironically. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, if they changed this specific tiny invisible text box that you only ever interact with 5 minutes, it would sell 1 million more copies. That is an insane thing to say. To say that so openly and unapologetically on fucking Beyonce's internet, on Megan Thee Stallion's internet, is nuts. But yeah, as far as like scarring and stuff like that, like maybe me personally, I don't have anything that I can look to as like precedence for that. Made you aware that you're in the middle of losing it, honestly, felt more real. Yeah. With like the ghouls and stuff. If I remember, those characters are heavily scarred, but they couldn't add it to the models due to engine limitations. I could see that. I mean, the whole thing with like Joshua Graham's character is that like I think he says like specifically something about like having to cover up his bandages and stuff like that which I get more so for the design of his character is it speaks more so to just a lot of the analogy to his character, right? A lot to the metaphor of like who he is and his current situation, being not reflective, but because the bandages specifically for Joshua Graham are more so a metaphor for him covering up the past history of who he used to be, right? I don't believe he was religious before he became, was he a missionary before Edward Sallow became Caesar, or did he become faithful after getting thrown into the Grand Canyon? He must have been before, right? I think I can't remember specifically, but again, it is more so a reflection of his character's narrative, with like the scars representing, his specifically him by way of his religious outlook on life and his moralistic outlook on life. He's covering up the sins of his past bad actions, and trying to like internally accept what he did, but then externally start a new life, which the bandages very strongly represent. But then also, because he constantly needs to, remove the bandages, and like, put on new ones because like, they get old and they, get bad, and he has to like heal and stuff like that. It's him constantly having to effectively relearn how to, be okay and like move on from what he's done and accept that it was a part of his life. And while maybe, I don't know, it has been a long time since I interacted with Graham and his story. I should probably change that. I really like the Honest Hearts DLC. But yeah, there's a lot of analogy specifically with his character. But this is all going off of like Scar specifically, and I feel like the biggest thing that they're going to add to the game as far as like scarring is going to be like, again, maybe like the option on in character creation. The scars represent the punishment of his past sin, so he's reminded daily of what he has done. Yeah. Like that effectively, like, yeah, it's the same logic, the same narrative through point. And then with again with like the Legate specifically, it's sort of the same thing. It's kind of the opposite in a way, because while Joshua Graham is trying to, accept his past and like accept his sins and the bad thing that he's done and move on from it, while also not, completely dismissing or forgetting about it, Lanius is going in the opposite direction of that, because he's fully accepted Caesar's dogma and the doctrine that he's put forth, so much to the point that he's basically erased himself, not only his like original tribal identity, but also like who he is as an individual person. So the scarring is more so a representative of who he became, who he had to become in order to become Legate Lanius. And then Legate Lanius, because I mean, there are people who refer to him as Lanius specifically, but more people refer to him as the Legate. And he's more so, his character identity is more so as this position, this tool, this instrument of unmitigated destruction, compared to actually being like, a person, right? He's not a person. He's the Legate. He's not Lanius. He's the Blade of the East, right? It's not an exact same situation, but there's a quote from One Piece. To keep it simple, there's a character in the series who has he basically has like lightning powers, and he's very egotistical, and you know, very strong and very full of himself. But he has this quote in the story that effect. Let me actually pull it up here so I can read the whole thing, because the whole thing kind of actually goes pretty fucking hard. The shortened version of it also goes pretty hard. But the whole version goes real hard. Let's see. Why are you showing me quotes from games? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're fucking pissing me off. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to find the... Is this going to be the whole thing? No, this is just a... Yeah, that's just a TikTok re-upload. Nah, whatever. The point specifically is that he has like a nature-based ability, right? Again, he has like, you know, the power of lightning and stuff. And the shortened version of the quote is mankind accepts that they can never defeat the powers of nature. I'm one of them. That's what makes me God. Right? It's one of those things where not with Enel it's a little bit different, but more so to the character. It's specific with Tilanius. It's specifically about becoming an instrument, becoming something more than what is just a man, and becoming feared, and becoming this force of nature that is just beyond defense, beyond reprehension, beyond control. He just sort of in the same way that Caesar says that the Legion isn't just like an army, it's like a theory or a philosophy with this whole fucking stupid understanding of Hegelian dialectics, right? It's Lanius is an extension of that. He is the idea that a man can become a weapon or a legend, or not specifically a legend, but again, to that extent that he's becoming something more than just an individual or the person that he was. He's trying to fit like an archetype or like a mythos. All right, let's see. I gotta get caught up with chat here because I was fucking yapping. Scars with Pat, yeah. Also can't wait to walk into Nimpton and see my favorite furry femboy. I know, right? Let's go. He has these nuts. Let's go. Can't wait to see. Oh yeah, I fucking forgot about Harold. Yeah, from Fallout 3. I completely forgot about that. That's funny. Or not funny, but like, yeah, that is going to be pretty interesting. The Oasis is such like a great spot in Fallout 3. I always forget about the Oasis. That's going to look so good in the remaster. That's going to look so good. I also know that some people have theorized that due to the fact that the Legates model has no scars, that the Legates backstory was Legion propaganda. I mean, it could have been, but then it's also more so the fact that like from a coding design, right, or from a design perspective, if the character never is supposed to take his helmet off, there's no real reason to do like, you know, a whole bunch of like specific stuff with like his face and whatnot. That's why Ron Perlman's narration character in the game was was just like a Legion, like an older Legion character, right? Because the character never actually shows up. There's no because a specific aspect of the character is never seen. There's not really a lot of emphasis to really like focus on designing that aspect of the character. More exactly, are you playing with your live viewers? What? Oh, like if I'm playing Fallout 76 with like other people who are like in chat? No, I don't really do that stuff. Joshua Graham. I can't wait to blow up Oliver. Oliver says we can in HD. I know, right? Just fucking slime him out all over the pavement. The best part is to get to see Gam Lily in 4K. I can't fucking wait. Oh, I forget about that. Being able to see Grandma in fucking 4K is gonna go so hard. And she's gonna be all like, fucking, make sure you look both ways before crossing the road, sweetie. And I'll be like, yes, Grandma, thank you, Grandma. I look both ways. And then she's gonna be like, oh, I love you, Pumpkin. I'm gonna be like, I love you too, Grandma. Kablam! Kablam! Alright, let's see. Okay, load blood samples into the centrifuge. We're actually going in. Are we going back in? Because I remember seeing... Yeah, we are. Okay. That's what I was originally supposed to do. I was supposed to go and get fucking the Type F things and then get the blood sample from the ghoul and then drop down here and fucking spin them up and then like we good, homie. We good. You know what I fucking should have done this entire time? I should have fucking been in like a team. Where is it? Somebody's shooting at me. Yeah, I've been in a casual team. What I probably should have done is I actually should have just joined an existing one instead of making my own. Oh my god. I didn't even fucking shoot that time. Oh my god. I'm dying. Don't chase me. Don't chase me, gamer. Oh, fuck. Stop. What's your level? I think I'm like 16 something right now. On this character anyway. My main save is like fucking 300 something. Oh my god. Reload faster, please. Bam. Ah, I missed. Got him. Okay. I'm over encumbered. Okay. Good. And then level up. Okay. Agility. Oh wait, no. Agility? Oh no, yeah, my intelligence is 10. Hold on. No, we're good. Yeah, because I want those action points. Yeah. Because then I think this will be level 3. Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go, big gamers. Fallen Bill 40 impact. Let's go. Not the best perk in existence, but pretty solid for where we're at right now, I think. I can help you if you want. No, I don't need help. I'm good. I will be hunting down the most dangerous animal eggs in HD for a reason I'll not tell, but we all know. You talking about the scrambled egg mission in New Vegas? Where you get the fucking eggs and you can make the omelet? Oil. Hold on. Pop. Ah. Oh, yeah, let's go. It was a delayed flame. It's one of them newfangled delayed explosive gasoline canisters. Goddamn recession's hitting everybody. Now I can't even get a fucking decent explosion in good time. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Hey, hey, calm down. Hey, shut up. Hey, shut up. There we go. I solved my problem the American way with guns. Oh, God. Ow. You just brought your hands to a gunfight. Sir. Fucking idiot. Oh, God. There he is. Choked up on the last second. Yeah. The Thorns quest line. Every once in a while I hear somebody talk about the Thorn quest line. I actually, fucking hilariously enough, don't remember if I ever actually did that quest in New Vegas. I think I knew that the Thorn existed, and I think I've only ever been there once, and I think maybe I did the quest. I'm gonna be honest. I remember a lot about Fallout New Vegas. I do not remember the Thorn quest line specifically. Is it because isn't it the thing where like she asked, like, what was it? Red Lucy? That was her name? She asked you to get a Deathclaw egg, and then it's like she fucking goes fucking crazy style on your shit because you got a Deathclaw egg for her. Why can't that move? Oh, keyboard died. Hold on. But yeah, was that it? That's what I've made the assumption on based on how I've seen people talk about the quest and like Red Lucy specifically. But I do not remember ever doing that quest line. And I got a pretty good memory for those things, and I can remember doing like almost every other quest in the game. But I do not remember that one. Good ass shotgun, and I'm a fan of redheads. Okay, so she does, but she gives you a good shotgun too. What was the name of the gun, if you remember? I might be able to like look up the gun and then figure out whether or not I did that quest based on the gun itself. Dinner bell. Alright, let's see here. I'm in cautioned. Okay, I'm hidden now. New Vegas. Alright, let's see. Unique weapon. It's called a scattergun. Comes with a choke modifier pre-installed, does greater damage per shot to the same rate of fire. Dinner Bell is given as a reward by Red Lucy in the Thorn after completing all hunting requests during Bleed Me Dry. All right, let's see here. Bleed Me Dry. Quickie walkthrough detail. Okay, so giant mantis. Okay, so that's eggs. Okay, yeah. Get giant mantis eggs, rad scorpion eggs, fire gecko eggs, night stalker eggs. I think I did do this one because I have a memory specifically of going to get night stalker eggs, and I can't imagine I would do that under any other circumstance other than this quest line. Sixth and final assignment, easily the most perilous, acquiring Deathclaw eggs. Have you need... Okay, and then you get the shotgun. Quite the option to sleep with Red Lucy in your private chambers. This will grant them the well-rested bonus and can be repeated by requiring, again, about creature eggs. So it's like you go and get eggs after, like, each... You go through it the whole time, you get all of them, and then it's like a Radiant thing where you can, like, do it again, and she'll be like, oh, yeah, I want this egg specifically, and then you go get that egg, and then you can oingo boingo with her again. Or is it like you can do that whenever, but you still have the Radiant option of going out and get eggs? Going to get eggs for your wife in the underground animal fighting pit. Yeah, I got to be honest, I do not remember that quest line. I mean, I guess technically I do, since I have a memory associated specifically with going and getting Night Stalker eggs. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I was already fucking too unk brain for that game since I was in my first year of college when that game came out. Yeah, I have almost no memory of that quest line. Maybe because it was a later quest too. I could see that. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Water went down the wrong tube. I'm dying, gamers. All right, I'm good. Huh. Interesting. You kind of have to go out of your way to do it because the Thorn has no importance to any story or quest line outside of its own. I mean, like, yeah, like fucking almost every quest in the game. Maybe not every quest, but, you know, a lot of quests in New Vegas have that as well, right? That's just kind of... That's just kind of how the game was designed, right? Because, like, even, I mean, maybe not no importance to anything else, but I constantly, when it comes to New Vegas, I always think about Primm, right? And it's like, you know, you go there, Primm's got stuff going on, you do the thing, you save the man, you fucking stop the town from getting exploderized and shit like that. Cool, yeah, dope, great, awesome. Typical RPG shit. No notes. Great experience. But then, like, you know, I don't know, and it's not like it had to have any sort of like larger importance, but it doesn't really have, like, anything that you do in Primm specifically doesn't really have like a lot of narrative importance to the rest of the story, right? Nipton has narrative importance because it was the introduction of the Legion. Novak has a little bit of narrative importance because it fleshes out more of the Legion's impact on the greater population, much in the same way that much in the same way that that the prison is really our first look at how the NCR's policies sort of work, but like don't work at the same time, right? You kind of oh yeah, Eddie, yeah, that too. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like Eddie's importance to the story is mostly related to the final DLC, and seeing as how so this is more so around DLC specifically, I feel as if anything in a DLC should be in addition to the story, as opposed to, like, you know, part of the full story cycle, right? The entirety of the narrative, right? So yeah, sure, Eddie has importance to the larger story, and by that extension, that makes Primm important. But then Eddie doesn't have any sort of narrative importance in the main game. His importance is only present in the DLC. So I don't really I don't really count that wow. I don't really count that to be in the same vein as you know, the same kind of narrative importance that that like Nipton has, right? So it's like, yeah, but I can see the argument for it, but I don't know. It doesn't feel quite the same to me. Again, mostly because of my thoughts and opinions around like the narrative importance of DLC content. so like, you know, I again, there's a lot of parts in New Vegas specifically that don't have larger importance to the main story, but that intrinsically doesn't make them like, you know, good or bad, right? It's just another corner of the world effectively. Do I need to drop down here? I don't think I do. I'm trying to remember to get back to the area where I was at before. Okay. Fallout is peak. Damn straight it is. Ow! Stop it! You stupid red roach. Ah, I broke my machete. Oh well. I got pistol. Don't you worry about it. Okay, I did have to drop down there. I was trying to figure out, like, fuck, how do I get back there again? I forgot. Yeah. What? Sports Wanderer. You're dead. You're dead, big gamer. Okay. Yeah. Put that in there. T-fuse and... Centrifuge. Spin that shit. Oh, I have to analyze. I thought I was just fucking centrifuging it. Extract blood sample from these candidates. Feral ghoul. Blood sample. There it goes. Now it's cycling. Use symptomatic to administer a vaccine. Let's go. Oh, is this the fucking... Wow, I wasn't even paying attention. This is the one that is inoculating us against the Scorch Plague, I think. Is it? I can't remember. An ounce of prevention. I would assume so.
This is Dr. Claire Hudson, and if you're hearing this, it means you must have completed my work and inoculated yourself. The next step is to find out if our elite anti-scorched unit, the Fire Breathers, are still alive. You can find them at the Charleston Fire Department. The Fire Breathers need to know the vaccine is ready. If they didn't make it, then you're going to need their weapons to stay alive.
You could say that Prim also shows how the NCR is unable to do things. Wow. Yeah. Due to them being spread so thin. I suppose that's a valid point. I probably more so would consider that to be the case with the powder gangers, right? The whole prison system that they got there, and how, you know, if the NCR is this big whole like fucking nation with like soldiers and, you know, is able to run prison systems and, like, you know, all this other shit. It's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, they should be able to like deal with this no problem, but like they don't, or they can't. So it's like, what the fuck's that about? But I think Prim is probably a little bit more of a direct analogy. I feel like the concept, in a sense, could probably get lost a little bit when it comes to the powder gangers, specifically as it relates to, you know, again, the NCR's inability to, you know, keep all their bases covered with, you know, having to deal with the Legion and, you know, being outside of their own territory and whatnot. So yeah, I guess that's fair. That's valid. I'll concede to that. I gotta go over here so I can fucking junk crap again. Boing, boing, boing. Twitch ads. Let's go Twitch ads. Doot, doot, doot. I don't know if I can actually put this down up here. Probably have to go, like, farther into the woods. I must run into the woods of Appalachia and to grow big and strong. Come on. Yeah, I know you're... I guess I'll just cancel that. I should probably eat and drink, because unironically, the fucking food and drink situation I got going is probably doing more damage to my overall carry weight situation than anything else. Fancy lad snack cakes. Fancy lunch, snack cakes. Mute fruit. Chops? Yeah, because it's cooked. Okay. Noodle cup. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Hey, all right. That actually brought me down. Well, I guess I did also drink a carry weight booster thing, so you know that's also something to bring into consideration here. But let's chunk some stuff. Good. Oh yeah. Oh no, I wanted to do scrap. Now that I think about it, the things you have to do to get laid in New Vegas is way more extreme than 3 or 4. I guess that is technically true because I'm trying to think of 3. I guess there literally is a working gal in Megaton who would just be like, you got 50 caps, let's fucking go. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess, well, no, technically no, because there are the workers in because I forget like if it's a hotel specifically, but there is like in not, is it Freeside? I don't think it's Freeside. But the one with like the gay guy who used to be a Legion slave, and the fucking old lady that's their pimp fucking hates him because she's homophobic and shit like that. I can't remember what that location is, but isn't that the same thing? Can't she just like fucking get down with them? Oh wait, no, I want to be on. Yeah, I need to be in scrap. There it is. I thought you could. I could be wrong on that one. What the fuck? Oh wait, I know what I'm doing here. There we go. I just keep hitting the wrong one. C. Where's the? There it is. I'm like in real time forgetting how to play this game as I'm playing it. We're so cooked, chat. Oh no, yeah, I do want that one on. Sturdy leather. Yes, because it's sturdy. And I was wearing wood prior. North Vegas Square. Yeah, that was it. But yeah, I'm pretty. I'm pretty sure you're in Vegas. It shouldn't exactly be the most difficult thing in the world to fucking, you know, throw down crazy style with just like a lot of people, so long as you got the caps for it. What do we got here? Okay, so 157 out of 225. But again, we got the carry weight booster thing, which isn't gonna last forever. So let's try to mitigate our weight here. Let's put that in there. Let's put that in there. Oh wait, hold on. This might actually be unironically better. Yeah, just based on pure stats. Short action. Okay. Change. There we go. Pretty sure this is it. Yeah. And then we can chunk the other one. Scrap. Weapons. Yes. Good. Okay. Let's cook. Good. I was referring to Red Lucy and Sarah in Vault 22 get vault suits. Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure you could with those other characters. But yeah, I'd need to like run. Ooh, there we go. Razor Range soup. I would need to actually like run the numbers, like look at the numbers for that specifically, because it would be crazy if it was easier to fucking, you know, get down with somebody as a oh my god, I'm fucking right here. Join the Fire Breathers. I kind of want to go out and fucking like do some more exploring just around like the forest in general. But since we are doing like, you know, the fucking, well, if we do Fire Breather stuff, we're gonna actually be going into the ash heap. So maybe I should go back up here and go into the the Grafton, talk to the Grafton mayor, and then we'll do stuff in the Toxic Valley. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that's what the nightclub opening thing was. Yeah, that's the Atlantic City stuff. Yeah. Okay, let's go to Vault 76, and we'll run the rest of the way from there. But yeah, I would kind of be surprised if that was if it was like by the raw numbers, giggity, easier to get laid in 3 than in 70 in New Vegas. Maybe not easier, but like more plentiful, right? Because again, you can get down with that one gal in Megaton like pretty quickly. New Fallout game going to be a disappointment? Why? What makes you think that? Lay out your argument. Spell it out for me, as if I were 4. Not really, but like, you know, speak your truth, big gamer. Fill our brains with knowledge juice. Whoa, fucking almost running off the cliff. Okay, so we just go. So if we go north from here, we're eventually gonna hit that little place. It's not very far. It's just kind of like right up here, I think. But we'd have to go more like northwest to hit specifically Grafton. I mean, we can see it there on the we can see it there on the compass. There we go. God, name escaped me. But you know, I could just fucking turn the HUD off completely, but like I kind of wish I could hide like the compass specifically. Like sure, yeah, but I feel like especially for 76, because I was actually talking about this with somebody the other day. Because 76 is so like shit. Because 76's map is so not intrinsically, but designed specifically to be easy to navigate outside of oh shit, I forgot to upgrade my machete. Because 76 is so easy to navigate outside of the map, I kind of wish the compass wasn't, maybe not the compass specifically, but maybe like the waypoints on the compass, right? Because like being able to like tell which direction you're facing, sure, that probably pretty nice. But yeah, the in general, like, oh, like we're going this way for a mission, stuff like that. It feels kind of off. I kind of get the logic behind it, more so from like, well, like both ways, right? From a from a technical standpoint, and then from like an in-game lore standpoint. It kind of, I don't know. It's kind of, I could take it or leave it. Although in 4 you can get Freaky Deaky, or at least go on a date with a Robo Brain. Yeah, but you kind of gotta work for that one. Like that, like narratively speaking, is like pretty far out there. Hey friend, what up, Porto Wolf? How's it going? Copper. I don't think I need that for anything specifically, but oh. I don't know if that's actually. Oh no, yeah, it is. Username 132581. Why do you think the new Fallout game is going to be disappointing? Make your argument. I wish to hear it, so I may contemplate it with my brain and absorb knowledge. I shall absorb all of the knowledge of the universe, but only as far as it pertains to Fallout. If the knowledge if the knowledge has nothing to do with Fallout, useless. Does not matter. I tried to jump over the bush, but I couldn't. My jumps weren't big enough. I need to like fucking not relearn, but I need to like reinvest in like mutating myself, which is, it's not impossible, but it is definitely kind of dangerous in a sense, tricky in another sense, because I remember like back in the day, the easiest way to get mutations was just like sitting in like pond water effectively, because there was the likelihood, there was always the likelihood that you would like actually get sick, but radiation specifically was how you actively engaged in mutations. It's how you became or it's how you gained mutations in the early days. It's probably not quite the meta these days. There's probably enough people either like on like Reddit markets or whatever who are like, I'll trade you a fucking, I'll sell you a thing for like, getting the fucking like scaly skin mutation or the marsupial mutation for like, 1,000 caps, something like that. Go away. God damn it. Bam, bam. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. There we go. I feel like it's probably easier to do that than like than just fucking gambling with just fucking drinking pond water for 7 hours straight. But I don't know. Who knows? I'm probably not gonna. I don't know if I am gonna worry too much about mutations during this run. I probably should. I probably should actually focus on getting at least like some mutations. But it's not big on the to-do list. Are you gonna ghoulify yourself? I think probably. Just to sort of like, make it a little bit different, play it differently. I think that Dawson is going to be a valid option as far as like dabbling more so with the ghoulification aspects of Fallout 76. And plus, I have wanted to tinker around with some of the not equipment, but like the builds and stuff, right? With being a ghoul. I just because I did ghoulify Toshi at one point. But yeah, it wasn't his journey, right? It wasn't his experience. But I think for Dawson it could be pretty interesting, especially if I'm going for more of a. I mean, not that like the two are intrinsically intertwined or anything. But I could probably see that being a more viable option as like a raider, since I'm already doing something a little different with more of like a raidery kind of story. I could see that. I could see going ghoul as being another like deviation from my original gameplay. Wow, yeah, that guy really did just pop in, say the new Fallout game is going to be disappointing, and left. That's so weird. It's more so. I guess it's more so from like my perspective and the way that like I've seen a lot of these, a lot of this sort of commentary like delivered, specifically through like comment sections and shit like that. There's not really. It's so weird. There's not really a big conceptually, right? Big picture. Hoping the next game has Enclave as a faction. I want to irradiate. What? I want to irradiate muties. I think you mean eradicate. You spelled eradicate incorrectly. Unless it was a typo. I could very easily see that being like a phone typo thing, especially since you're on TikTok. Eradicate. Pretty sure eradicate starts with an E. I'm also completely illiterate, though, so I may be wrong. Eradicate. Yep, it starts with an E. I was more so taking a gamble on that one, but yeah. Either way, I don't think we will. I don't think we will see the Enclave as a like a joinable faction. Like maybe they'll be like mentioned or like a smaller faction in the next Fallout game, but I don't really see them, especially if the next game is going to take place in either San Francisco. Well, no, I can't see it. I don't see it. I think the last time we're going to see them as like a major character is going to be in Fallout Prime. I don't know if we're going to see them like as big of a thing in a future game. Maybe like a smaller thing like the Remnants, or maybe like a former character that used to be a member of the Enclave. I could see that, but as like an actual faction, I don't know. Because especially with how the show is sort of like setting up, not just setting up the Enclave to be like a villain, but more so expanding on their role and their presence in the Wasteland, with the whole, like, you know, oh, like the vaults weren't an experiment, the Wasteland was the experiment, right? That kind of feels like the end stage of their of not their story arc, but more so their story presence, right? Because throughout Fallout's existence, ever since the Enclave became like an actual, you know, character piece, their whole shtick has always been like, oh, you know, they're the ones in control, they're the ones, you know, manipulating everything behind the scenes, right? So this just kind of feels like, oh, this is the ultimate, you know, the ultimate ruse, the ultimate, like, you know, Uno reverse card situation, right? And you know, I don't see where the faction goes from there. Like I've sort of talked about it before too. It's like, you know, they could always go and like, oh, like, you know, again, like with the Remnants, like sort of a redemption arc, but more so specifically for like individual members. But like, it's the faction themselves. Nah, I don't see it. And I see people every once in a while being all like, oh, I just want to be like, you know, like, you know, be a part of like a patriotic good faction, like trying to rebuild America and stuff like that. I guess I also don't really get that either, right? Specifically as like an Enclave faction, because I think that more so specifically is a lot more interesting as a as like, you know, a faction like the Minutemen, for example, right? Like they're not trying to like specifically rebuild the idea of America, but I think that more so trying to build something similar to old world values, or an old world structure, kind of like the same way that the NCR does. I think that's a lot more interesting than like, you know, a hyper patriotic, xenophobic military organization sort of all of a sudden having like an internal change of heart, right? Me specifically, I don't think that's quite as interesting narratively. I think it could be. I just don't really see it as being something that's going to be as likely in Fallout, specifically anyway. In the new Obsidian game, I would prefer a break from the Enclave and Brotherhood of Steel, similar to New Vegas, where they were on the side. Yeah, I think more so that's probably what I would want as well. Yeah, I was gonna say 76 is like kind of like that, but then like at the same time, I maybe more so like a break from the Enclave specifically, because like they are in the game and you can like do missions and stuff, but the game doesn't really like center around them or like the Brotherhood. There's like one, you know, the Steel Dawn and Steel Rain stuff, that's definitely like Brotherhood through and through, but like I don't know, I guess that kind of makes it so that they are like a bigger part of the overall narrative. But like, I don't know. I get again more so like, yeah, I'd like to see sort of like a separation from like the bigger factions, right? If like the new game takes place in like, you know, again, like if it takes place in like California, right, the West, San Francisco, somewhere in that general vicinity, I would like more so to see like, you know, members of the Legion or members of the NCR, if they're like still in that area, rather than being like a big faction, you know, maybe like a squad or like a battalion, or something small like that, a camp somewhere, and like, hey, we need you to do this, you know, stuff like that. I think Fallout sort of has like a problem with leaning too much on big major factions, as you know, as drivers of the story, more so specifically like long-standing factions like the Brotherhood of Steel, which is why I think 4 specifically sort of did it the best, with like introducing new factions, right? I think New Vegas did it the best in terms of using old factions to newer and interesting ways. The Legion, I guess you could make an argument, is also a newer faction, because while they were sort of dabbled with a tiny bit in older games, they weren't really like a thing. So you know, yeah, but yeah, I like it when like the big focuses or like the big staples of the franchise are sort of on the back end. Yeah. That's I think that's my opinion as well. I think that putting like other maybe not like as large, like, you know, like nation state factions, right, or like regional factions like that, like, you know, the Institute or the Railroad and stuff like that. I feel like putting factions like that, well, more so those like nation state factions, I feel like putting those on like the back burner and making them a smaller part of the story and giving like smaller or more regional factions a better opportunity to shine would be definitely the way to go with most Fallout games, right? What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, that guy who came in and was all like, "Oh, the next Fallout game is going to be disappointing" and shit like that. I have seen. I talked about it before, several times at this point. That video that short that I put out, talking about it's as somebody as the creator and seeing, like, you know, every once in a while fucking looking in at the comments and stuff like that on that video specifically. It's wild how like accurate I was in that video, and being all like, hey, the new games are going to be great, or the new game is going to be amazing because Obsidian makes great games, and you know, Fallout is goated. But there's going to be like weird people who are going to say, like, you know, the new game is going to be terrible because you know, Avowed was underwhelming, and, you know, or, well, saying like either that, or just like, you know, I'm actually spacing a little bit here. Like, oh, Avowed was underwhelming, or like, you know, they're gonna make it a whole like agenda-driven woke fest, or there's gonna be gay characters and, you know, this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, I don't know. It's more so to the point. It's weird how, maybe it's not weird, but it's like everybody wants to like have an opinion, but nobody wants to engage in like active conversation, right? I feel like part of that is sort of working against itself when it comes to like the comment section specifically, right? Because there's not really, as a creator, there's definitely an onus in engaging with the community and with the comment section and stuff like that. But there's also there's engaging with the comment section, which is good, but there's also there's a lot more incentive to not engage with the comment section than to engage with the comment section, because nobody actually has substantive conversations in the comment section, right? Which is kind of one of the reasons why I do like weekend live streaming specifically, and I'm not like intrinsically trying to make a like, maybe not intrinsically, but partially the fact that I'm not doing like daily live stream instead of and instead just doing like weekend live streams. So there's like, you know, opportunities and options to like actually engage in substantive conversation. I think that is interesting, and I think that is definitely useful. But when it comes to the comment section specifically, oh, it's such an absolute dumpster fire. Because, well, maybe not like specifically that, but a lot of the times you'll have either you'll have a situation where there's like actual good Hold on a sec here. All right, so little bit of insider baseball here. More so, this was something I was also gonna mention during, well, right now specifically. Right now, is it? I think so. Maybe soon. Yeah. Now, currently, I think. Yeah. So, as of right now, like 2 minutes ago, the newest episode of the Adamcast, my podcast, has actually dropped early, because the individual that I interviewed, a modder, a not content creator, more so modder. He's a Fallout 4 modder, by the name of Bobby Bear, has is oh god. Everyone wants a Fallout game, they just can't agree on how. Yeah, exactly. So again, primarily, first and foremost, anybody who's watching on either on any platform, if you go below the stream on YouTube or Twitch, or if you go into the bio, if you're watching on TikTok, you'll find all the socials and stuff. In there, you will find a link to the podcast, the Adamcast podcast, long form interview style content, centered around chit chatting with, different members of the Fallout community, modders, content creators, artists, creators of all shapes and sizes. Great stuff. Love it. Great, awesome people. Love talking to them. We just a couple minutes ago, dropped the August episode early. And it's an interview with a content creator by the name of Bobby Bear. He is I guess, modder specifically. And he is actively developing a co-op version of Fallout 4. It is called Commonwealth Online. It's currently right now co-op, but he is eventually planning on turning it into up to 12, either 12 or 16 players in an instanced server. And we just released the interview, and to coincide with right now, he is releasing the game as an early beta test, an open beta test. So if you go into the socials for me, you will find links to the podcast, the Adamcast podcast. One, follow it, because every month we have fantastic creators with great insight on a wide array of different subjects and topics. If you go in there, go to the interview. In the description, you will find a link to his Discord server. And in there, you can actually get set up to take part in this co-op Fallout 4 gameplay experience. It's so cool. It's probably one of the coolest things I've seen for Fallout 4 in a long time. Bummer that we got an ad starting up here for Twitch Gang. But yeah, it looks so fantastically amazing as far as the potential that it has, especially since he's talked about how he wants to also get it set up so that, it's instanced, right? So you're going to be playing it in somebody else's save file, very similar to like Baldur's Gate 3, right? Where you can play the game single player, but then you can always bring in like other players to play your game with you. And that's effectively how he's setting up the Commonwealth Online project. So that's currently going live right now. It's just started. It's super dope. Again, it sounds incredible. It sounds like it has ridiculous opportunity. And then the interview that I did with him to coincide with the release is also live right now. So, you know, hang out for another hour while we finish up our stream, and then go hop all over that, because it's a great interview, and the project itself is really interesting, and I think has a lot of potential for the Fallout community. So definitely go check that out. It's awesome. It was a great interview. Again, we're releasing it. We're releasing the interview a little earlier than I anticipated, but it's out. It's great. Check out the mod. Let me real quick post on socials about it. I should have, what I probably should have done, I think I can I like schedule? Nah, I guess I can't do that yet. Yeah, because I don't see any like scheduling options as far as like, oh, I can schedule this post to go live. I suppose I could have done that with YouTube. I don't think I can do that with Blue Sky yet. But yeah, it sounds good. Because I remember a couple years ago, I think it might have been like maybe a year or two after after Fallout 4 initially dropped. I remember seeing like a couple of articles that said like, hey, somebody is trying to create a co-op version of Fallout 4. But then it just never went anywhere, which was kind of disappointing. But yeah, it was actually really cool. But now seeing this game, or seeing this mod pop up just like randomly on my feed one day, it was crazy. that was awesome. Oh yeah, and then I just fucking like opened up YouTube and saw that fucking Kev DeWitt also posted a thing. What is it? Fallout New California also literally just got a a version released on GOG. So I'm assuming anyway that you would actually need to also have a copy of Fallout 4 on GOG. But that's fucking huge. Because Fallout New California was a great, fantastic mod. It was either one of or the first full like open, not open world, but like full world space mod for Fallout New Vegas, like an actual proper DLC for New Vegas. That was like the first one we ever got. We got, God, this is a good week for Fallout. We got a new, oh, excuse me. We got a new, oops, wrong one. I need the other one. There we go. Sorry, still posting. There we go. We got a co-op Fallout 4 experience in active beta right now. We got a whoops, wrong one. We got Fallout New California, freshly dropped on freshly released on fucking, there we go. Posted in there too. All right, hold on a sec. Freshly released on GOG as a standalone thing. This is fucking 2026 is a good year for Fallout. I can't even lie. I can't even fucking lie about that shit. It's amazing. I got posted on Discord as well. Oh, fuck. There we go. I goofed it up. There we go. I accidentally posted the hyperlink twice. Like right next to each other. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Let me check this out. Hopefully the server's properly modded. There we go. Okay. All right. Let me double check here. 2 seconds. Where are we? Favorite Fallout map, DLC included. Ooh, favorite map. I guess I don't know. I feel as if Far Harbor is like a good default, right? I'd probably because we're also talking about like Fallout 76 too, and I feel like objectively Fallout 76 is like the best map, right? But when it comes to when it comes to Fallout 76's map specifically, it's sort of, I feel as if it's unfair because you're including like multiple maps at the same time, right? So to say that Fallout 76 specifically is like the best map, right? Is a bit unbalanced because you have multiple different oh, they did the blast zone there. Oh, that's interesting. Not many people go for Earl anymore. They usually go straight for the Queen. But because you're dealing with multiple different biomes, I feel as if it's a little bit hard to rank 76 next to all the other maps because there's so much more diversity in Fallout 76's map, and that's a little bit unfair because if we're taking diversity as a factor in what makes a map good or interesting, then Fallout 76 wins by a landslide, like easily. But if we're talking about maps overall, I don't know. I feel Zion Canyon was really good. I really liked Zion Canyon. I really liked Far Harbor. I really liked Point Lookout. Even like the Pit was a really solid map design. If I had to pick one out of all of them, it would be 76. But if I had to pick one, setting aside 76 as like, oh, it's got too much of an advantage because of how diverse and how big the map is, I would probably... I'd probably have to go with... Oh, gosh. I don't know. That's tricky. I feel like I would have to go with either Point Lookout or Point Lookout or Far Harbor. I'm kind of a sucker for those more like swampy, woodsy kind of areas, right? They're such cool conceptual areas. 1 second here. Okay, that's that. Okay, now I have to commit the cardinal sin of posting on Reddit. There we go. Every once in a while, I gotta switch over and fucking turn off the fucking, like, oh my god, he fell asleep, so we're just gonna do the rotation game thing. I fucking hate that shit. That's one of the, that's not one of, but that's one of the aspects of Fallout 76's design that I really don't like. Like, you're just sitting there and you go idle, and then all of a sudden, like, okay, we're gonna do the fucking drone shot of your character, and it's like, that, what? Why are you doing this to me? Okay. Okay, so that's that, and then I can't do that. I wish to add a flare. It will not let me add a flare. It only let me do one flare. That's weird. I feel like they should have multiple flares. Oh well, I'm just doing it for prosperity's sake. Fucking seemingly every single time I post on, maybe not every single time, but most of the time it seems like whenever I post on a Discord message board outside of like a couple of like smaller ones, it always gets deleted by the mod staff for one reason or another. Some of them are pretty legit, you know. Some of them are understandable, like, oh, you know, like, no, I think one of the more oh yeah, like, here's, I actually just saw the one that's actually probably gonna get it taken down. Like, I guess this would count as self-promotion, because I do say, like, I do kind of like use verbiage that sort of insinuates like, hey, this is like a promotional thing for me, which, like, I guess. But then, like, at the same time, it's like, you know, there we go. Because it's like, I guess, yeah, I am sort of like promoting my own stuff, but it's also like, it's not about me, it's about another content creator, right? Specifically a modder, which I feel, actually, maybe that's what I should do. Is there's definitely like a Fallout 4, like a Fallout modding community. Ah, yeah, here we go. I don't know why I'm not already fucking signed up for these. Oh, I should just cross-post. Okay, hold on. That's what I should do. I'm such a dummy. Fallout 4. Yes. Is it that? Oh, actually, no, yeah. Yeah. Mod. Fuck it. I'll just do it. If I need to... Suppose I actually probably should have edited it a little bit. Let's do that. I thought that the camera turning when idle was an old thing to prevent screen burn. That is an interesting theory, and I can't exactly say that that is incorrect, because that is kind of... That does actually make sense. Let's actually do this. Oh, fuck. How do I edit it? Oh, I can only edit the body? I can't edit the title? Ah, boo. All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. I guess I could in the meantime. No, I feel like that's also going to be spammy. I feel like that's going to be considered spamming at that point. Let's do this. But then at the same time, I guess maybe the constant reposting stuff will also be considered that. Fuck it. Worst case scenario, I'll just fucking do it with something else. Oops. Thoughtful mods. Oh, wait, no, because then that's just going to be... Yeah, let's do that. Co-op. But yeah, I could very easily see that being like, oh, we're like trying to prevent screen burn. Especially because, like, I don't know. I feel as if screen burn isn't as big of a thing these days, you know? I don't think that it's as much of a, like, hey, spotlight, there we go. I don't think that's as big of a thing anymore. Like, I feel like it is still a thing, but I don't feel like it's as much of a thing, right? Because I remember at one point, what is it? Like, turning off your computer and doing it in, like, with like, you know, pushing down on the power button, right? That was in ye olden times. That was not the way to go, right? That was bad news bears for your for your PC, right? That was not what you wanted to do to shut it down. You actually had to do that. Forgot to do a tag. Oh no, that doesn't help. You actually had to, like, mod. There we go. You actually, like, it was considered a bad thing to do it that way, specifically because it was like bad for the battery, I think, like the internal battery. It wasn't the done thing, right? But nowadays it's not quite. Maybe it was the hard drive specifically, and maybe it's not as big of a thing anymore because you know, we have like solid state drives and whatnot. Okay, so that's that. What's this one? Notification. I forgot to do that one. Yeah. Okay. Forgot to do what? You'd have forgotten the game tags in the title. All right, you know, that's fair. That's fair. Sorry guys, I'm almost done spending a half hour fucking promoting my goofy little interview that only like 4 people are ever gonna watch. I'm sorry. Howdy, thought I'd check in to see while Dance Farm since in ArcJet. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. What's up? We're doing pretty good. I'm which one? Wait, which one was that? That was Fallout Mods. Okay, I'll just repost in there. I am taking a quick second to post to do a little there we go. To do a little bit of promotional stuff on various different socials for there we go. For my wait, no, yeah, I did. The fuck? Oh, that's it. F04. There we go. Yeah, I'm taking a quick second to fucking spend way too long posting just fucking promotional stuff wherever I can think of it being relevant. The interview that I did with a modder named Bobby Bear, who both made and is actively making a mod called Commonwealth Online, which is a Fallout 4 mod. Okay, so which one is this? This is Fallout mods. Yeah, so that's the old one. So I can delete this. Currently posting about it on Reddit. But it is a Fallout 4 mod. To sort of jump the gun a little bit. This is an interview I did. I love to explore Boston with friends. Exactly. So this is an interview I did on my podcast. You're watching on TikTok, so link is going to be in the bio. I run a podcast, long form interview style podcast with noteworthy members of the Fallout community. This interview specifically, I'm talking to a modder named Bobby Bear, who has been modding for a number of years. He's been a part of multiple different mod projects. But for the last 3 months specifically, he's been working on a mod called Commonwealth Online, which, as I said, is a co-op. Currently, I say currently specifically, a co-op. Sorry, I'm also standing up real quick. It is a co-op version of. It is a co-op mod for Fallout 4, in which currently you can play with one other person. Right. It is currently a co-op. He eventually wants to expand it to be a multiplayer thing, up to 12 people. And he just 30 minutes ago released the mod in a public playable beta option. So it is something that anybody can join into. The link for it is in the description of the interview, specifically to his Discord channel. Or the mod's Discord channel. And you can go there and you can take part in active public testing of the mod, whether there's like specific hours or, you know, anything like that. I know he lives in New Zealand. So for like people on the West Coast specifically, he's, I want to say 3-4 hours behind us. I can't remember exactly how long, but whether there's specific hours that testing is going to be done, or whether there's, you know, whatever the schedule for that is, I unfortunately don't know. That's why I direct you to the direct everybody to his Discord channel to ask him specifically. That's the way to do it. So if anybody wants to take place in public beta testing of a Fallout 4 co-op mod, go to the podcast. check the latest upload, my interview with Bobby Bear. Give it a listen after you're done, hanging out here at the live stream. It's a great interview. Check out the mod. It's super cool. Again, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to go specifically to the Discord to take part in it. It sounds like an amazing experience. We talked at great length in the interview about the mod. So yeah, there is a lot of opportunity to both learn about the mod as well as experience the mod for yourself. So go listen to the interview. Go check out the mod. It sounds incredible, especially it's super good timing too. Cause I've seen a lot of people playing the Skyrim Together mod, that RPG server where people get in and they can just role play as a shopkeeper or a blacksmith or a hunter and stuff like that. So fantastic opportunity to get in on the ground floor of taking part in this experience as well. It's going to be a banger. Does the mod take place during the time of the vanilla game, or does it take place later or earlier? So for anybody who's played Baldur's Gate 3, narratively, it's not set around any specific time period around the game. It is literally just you are able to play Fallout 4 the game with somebody else. So you think closer to a co-op experience, where it's not like with Skyrim Together, where you're playing in the world space 20 years after the Skyrim experience, right? It's not set after the story. It is the story. You're just able to play it with somebody else. Hell yeah, it's just co-op. It's literally just co-op. He said that eventually he wants to build it up so that it can be up to, at one point he said make it so that I have to get more server space so that I can do 100 people at once, shit like that. But I think his current projected goal is 12, 16 people at the same time. And then he wants to have it so that he can sort of facilitate who can get to the end game fast enough, right? One person goes and joins up with the Institute. Another person goes and joins up with the Brotherhood, and they eventually clash, and then one person who's doing the Brotherhood side falls in battle, and then that's kind of the end of that run. And then same for the other side. A little bit of a competitive thing to it, not the built-in mechanic. The focus is specifically trying to get making a co-op and then eventually multiplayer Fallout experience. So really, really cool. Definitely recommend it. Go check it out. Again, links to the Discord are in the interview. It's awesome. Odoxer on Twitch. Thank you for the follow. Please don't dox me. But yeah, I think it's a super cool mod project. The interview was really great. If you're a fan of long form interview style content, go check that out. It's awesome. Commonwealth Online. It's going to be the next big thing. Toshi, I'm one of the devs. Oh, thank God. Oh, son of a bitch. I thought the police were about to kick down my door. Oh, Doxer, tell the people. Tell them all the stuff. It's actually probably bad timing there. Probably. Uh-oh. They said they'll be releasing the mod in 8 hours. Oh, no. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, Bobby. Oh, no. Oh, well. Fuck. Oh, God. Crap. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, shit. Oh, fuck. Well, I got egg on my face now. I literally just got it all finished up and like, hey, guess what? Fucking time to start posting everything everywhere. Because this is this is live. This is currently actively ongoing. You can go in there, it gets set up, and then literally fucking like 15 minutes ago, as I was still sort of like posting everything and setting everything to go to like telling as many people as much as possible, go there, do it. It's currently live. Now it's like, ah, shit, it's not. Because Bobby just now said in the Discord that he mixed up his time period, his time windows. Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait 8 hours, but I guess that'll give more time for promotion to spread around. So that's dope. All right, let's see. Bobby Bear is the main dev to Commonwealth Online, which will be similar to Skyrim Together with an open world server list with compatible mods. That's another thing too. So it's server instance. So if I remember correctly, if I'm not mistaken, oh my god, I'm vomiting, excuse me. If I'm not mistaken, the mod is going to be server side, but it is going to be instanced. So whoever has, if one person is playing the game, if the host of the game has mods installed, then the other person who is playing will also be able to experience those mods because they're basically playing as a live controllable NPC in the host game or the host player's instance game, because the host player has mods installed. Am I off on that, Odoxer, or did I misunderstand? Because in your description you said it is an open world server list with compatible mods. That sort of a little bit to me says that the server is going to have specific mods that are going to be compatible or not with the server's instances, as opposed to the host's instances. On my side, I have a separate mission of making a 1-to-4 co-op mod that is merged with Bobby Bears. Yeah, so that's another thing. I believe Doxer has been working on this mod project longer to make it specifically a co-op experience, where Bobby is more so trying to make it a larger or make a coinciding or separate mod project that is more so designed to eventually be a larger multiplayer thing. And they're both working off of each other and helping each other to, to make both things, to bring both to fruition. So his will be online, and my side is private with friends. Him and I share code and help each other every step of the way. You love to see it. Huge ups for the boys out here. We be staying winning out here in the big wealth. So W's in the chat, claps all around. Big fist pumps. Lots of like hell yeah, brothers. Cause we did it. They did it. everybody big cheers. We're moving up in the world. Okay. Similar to Arma, if you know how that works, whatever the host has for mods, the peers will need to have the same mods loaded in order to connect to said server. Okay, so yeah, very similar to like you said, Arma, but then also like as a more recent example, I believe that's the same. I think anyway, that's the same situation for doing multiplayer in Baldur's Gate 3, where you need to have the same mods installed that the host player does. I think. I can't remember exactly, but the mods are free on the Nexus and whatnot. So yeah, you just get the same mods. Which, I mean, anybody who's I feel like anybody who's going to take part in playing Commonwealth Online, a Fallout 4 co-op mod experience, is probably already going to have mods installed. So it's literally just like, okay, you know, if we want to do co-op, we just have to make sure that we're running like similar compatible mods, right? That's how it also works for Farming Simulator. Wouldn't be surprised. That checks out. But yeah, that's huge. That's ginormous. Kind of little bit of a thing that the timetable's got a little goofed up there, but you know what? As long as it gets more people aware of the mod and you know, involved, gets them in the server, and gets the word out there. You know what? Fuck it. A win is a win. Go out and tell the masses, tell them of Commonwealth Online, a Fallout 4 co-op modded experience. God damn it, it is going to be the experience of a lifetime. Told the TSFL Discord. I don't quite know what that is. I hate to say it, big gamer. TSFL. Tom Scott Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Nailed it. But yes, organic growth and organic views are always stupendous for the algorithm. I could probably, well, actually, did he post in the Bethesda Discord? He posted the video, like the reveal trailer in the Bethesda Discord. True shitty Fallout lore. Hell yeah, let's go. I only know about the fucking which one is it? I posted it. Yeah, the true. Oh, is it? Oh no, you said the Discord server. So it's funny you said that, and my brain went to the True S Fallout L Reddit page, which is like it was the True Salt Fallout page, which is also, funnily enough, a shit posting page. I kind of feel like maybe I should post on there as well, but I don't know. Communities like that are always interesting to interact with, because I don't remember what it was. I didn't have like a negative experience, but I had a very sort of like confusing-esque experience on that Reddit page once. I don't remember specifically what it is. I'd have to like go through my old posts, I think. But it was one of those situations where it felt like it was like I was leaning into a joke, but somebody, or no, maybe I was asking like a question and somebody was like leaning too hard into like the meme of being like salty and like an asshole, and like it was perceived as like, oh, like Toshi's not in on the joke or whatever, like this guy doesn't know where he is. But like a lot of other people were also like, well, actually, you know what, you actually genuinely came off like a lot more of an asshole than you probably should have. So it's like, I don't know, communities like those are always sort of like hit and miss, because you either have the people who are like, you know, you have the people who are like just too lost in the sauce in a sense, and you know, sometimes kind of forget how to engage with other members of the community in not like a fucking not a psychopathic way. That's the one I believe. There's a Discord server associated with it, but I don't know if it's linked still. I don't see it on here. I'm actually on the page right now. I don't see it here, but at the same time, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's in there somewhere, and I just need to like dig deeper or whatever. But, you know, whatever. Maybe I'll post it. I don't know. Maybe I will post it on there. I don't know. Again, those maybe not. I don't know. Again, those communities are always kind of like hit or miss. They do be kind of funny, but they also do be kind of wilding every once in a while. You know, very, like I said, hit or miss. But hey, you know, with the information's out there, fucking peoples will know, and it'll be great. It'll be fantastic. We're just gonna kind of try to gloss over the goof up on the time and just kind of pretend. No, I'm not actively promoting it as like, you know, it's a currently live thing. I'm just saying that you can join the Discord and get all set up for it when it actually drops. It's like, but Toshi, you said that it's live now. I'm like, shut up. Shut your mouth. That is slander, and I will not have that on Megan Thee Stallion's internet. There's no false news allowed on the internet no more. Swear to God, if I catch you saying a fib, oh, I'm gonna be a little cross. I'm gonna have some choice words for you. Better fucking watch your step. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what comes of this mod, because sounds pretty fucking badass. Let me see here. So because of where we are, okay, hold on. Let me reload that, and then gotta make sure all my guns are good. Okay. Ooh, I'm actually got more shotgun shells. Fuck yeah. Okay. All right. Seeing as how we're like again, for the most part, I usually try to like explore a whole bunch of like when in 76 going from like location, like, you know, area to area, like the different regions and stuff like that. I usually try to like, you know, go like everywhere and fucking like do as much as I can. Since we're more so trying to stick to like the story-ish or like the major points to the game, I think for the most part that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably like, you know, if I stumble across the location, I'll probably like go and check it out. But for the most part, we're following. We should probably be trying to keep up with the storyline a little bit more than we have been thus far. But yeah, I think that especially since we're entering like the Toxic Valley ish. Well, not ish. Literally, we're entering the Toxic Valley. We're eventually going to make our way up to Crater. The biggest locations I think are going to be Crater. Probably the Pioneer Scouts here, obviously the Gator, and then I think there's one other somewhere else. I think it's the shooting range, but I can't remember specifically. But that is the current objective as far as the Toxic Valley goes. The new region, the new biome. For now though, for right now, I think this is going to be where we wrap up the stream. This was good. This was a good stream. I feel like we discussed a whole bunch. We got the promotion of the Commonwealth Online up there, or out there rather. And we made some progress. Maybe not. Excuse me. Maybe not the most progress that we could have made. Because I did spend a decent amount of time just standing there fucking blabbering on. About fucking whatever was on my mind at the exact moment. But this was a good one. We made progress. We made strides. So this is going to be it for today's stream. Again, go check out the latest episode of the Adamcast podcast, where we sit down and interview Bobby Bear, lead developer of Commonwealth Online, a Fallout 4 co-op multiplayer experience. I think it's going to be great, since the mod is not currently actively live, but will be live within 8 hours' time. Definitely go check that out after you listen to the podcast. Join the Discord server that they got running over there. Get all set up. Do whatever sort of like, you know, pre-setup they want you to do, need you to do in order to check out the game, in order to check out the mod experience. I think they're still looking for playtesters and stuff like that. So, you know, hey, maybe you can help out with that if you are so inclined. But yeah, again, go listen to the podcast. It was awesome. It was a great conversation. Dude has a lot of interesting insights, interesting takes. Again, I love every interview I do with all of my guests. They're all great, fantastic people. Every single one of them. We will be back live streaming again tomorrow and Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be getting back into Baldur's Gate 3, our Bald Lock run. We didn't do very well last time. We got absolutely destroyed by that modded necromancer guy and his skeleton dickheads. But we're gonna try a different class this time. We're gonna go with a warlock build. We're gonna go with a hexblade specifically. Go for a little bit more defensible while still maintaining a heightened sense of charismatic success. We should be able to mostly accomplish the same sort of stuff we originally wanted to achieve as far as skill checks and speech checks and stuff like that. It's just we're gonna be probably a little bit more combat ready. It's also going to be an interesting experience for me because I've never really ran warlocks before. So we see how it goes. Hopefully, we will not die instantaneously in like the first major fight, as I have with pretty much every fucking other fight. So fingers crossed. Again, this is it for today's stream. If you enjoyed, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description. YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Blue Sky, Discord, and as I said, Adamcast Podcast. Listen to the interview with Bobby Bear, where we talk about Commonwealth Online, his modding experiences, all kinds of good shit. It's great great interview. Join his Discord, help play test the mod. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge, and I think everybody's gonna love it. I think a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot of people know about it right now, but now that there's a public, is going to be a public beta happening, I feel like it's going to gain a lot of momentum, and a lot of people are going to end up talking about it. Don't worry, chat. Tango Romeo Bravo will help out dear friend follower Toshi on his quest of being the warlock. Hell yeah. We're gonna get something. We're gonna make a little bit more progress in our bald lock run. Maybe fucking we will actually be able to make it to the fucking. We never even fucking got to the fucking like the risen. We barely even got into fucking the goblin camp, let alone anywhere else. We did everything in the grove, and then we left the grove. And the first time we died because we fucked up on the owlbear, and then the second time we fucked up because actually I think we just had a really bad run against the that modded necromancer guy. It seems like that it was not like unbalanced or anything. We just didn't really do very well in that fight. Plus, as a bard, our main character is a little bit squishier than probably should be for the kind of run we're doing, especially since one of the rules is like if your Tav dies, that's it, that's game over. So we'll try to be a little bit better than that next time. How's everyone doing tonight, friend? What up, Porta Wolf? We're actually just about to wrap up the stream. I was telling everybody about the new Adamcast episode that we got up, which actually released a little bit early to coincide with the release, the opening of the public beta testing of the Commonwealth Online mod for Fallout 4, the co-op Fallout experience that I told you about. I released the interview early because originally Bobby said that he was going to be opening it up at it said 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because he used the like Discord clock thing. So I wasn't inaccurate on that, but unfortunately he got the timetables wrong. And to turns out the mod isn't going to go public live for another 8 hours. So people got 8 hours to listen to the interview and join the Discord server before it goes live and he starts doing public testing. So whoopsies. But yeah, it's out there, so people can start disseminating the information and checking out the mod, and it's gonna be great. Oh no, my Fallout my r/Fallout posting about the mod has been removed, as was to be expected. Oh, and it got removed on Fallout 4. Well, dang. Well. I always have like the worst luck posting on Reddit. I don't know what it is. Probably just because a lot of it's perceived as like promotional stuff, which like, again, yeah, sure, but like, ugh, but I get it. Anyway, again, this is the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for more Baldur's Gate 3 Bald Lock run. It's going to be great. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good evening. Have a good morning, wherever it is you happen to be. Drink water. Eat good food. Go outside. Touch grass. Absorb sunshine. Drink water again because, you gotta stay hydrated. And we will see you tomorrow. Oh, goodbye. The weekend's... Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. The weekend's here. Let's have fun with it. All right, everybody. Y'all take it easy. Have a good day. I will see you all tomorrow. Go join the Commonwealth Online Discord server. Links are going to be in the latest podcast episode description. It's going to be great. Have fun. Goodbye. Bye. See you tomorrow.